Previously on Sins, the Hero's Tale, the party made port in Nessus now, leaving the Ivy and Koun in the care of the local port authority. Thalia and Okazad paid their respective crews and turned them loose for some relaxation in the city. The party then took to town themselves, deciding to visit the local carve house before heading through the bazaar. It was here that they made a chilling discovery. A wanted poster for Charia had been posted by the Drow noble clan that had executed her family. Soon after leaving the carve house, Charia was given a note, seemingly from Dieval, Georgia, claiming that they needed to meet. While Jura went to investigate the local fight pit, Charia and Thalia went to meet with Dieval. However, it was revealed that the person they were meeting was a member of Clan Tekenvir in disguise, a powerful noble named Heinrin. Heinrin warned Charia that the Tekenvir were in Nessus now, and were keeping watch on her, waiting for their moment to make good on her bounty. Leaving the meeting place with more questions and concerns than answers, the two went to meet with Okazad and Jura at the fight pit. After placing bets on Jura, Isam, and Four, the party went about their respective evenings. Jura began steeling himself for his participation in the tournament at the pit. As the party took to sleep, a great sense of anticipation swept across Nessus now. And we are back.
Yeah.
So I totally realized something when we recorded A side, which will of course be posted before this. I designed the centipede encounter with Thalia with her uncanny dodge in mind, and then at the time
We
of
both forgot it.
yes, I don't know why do we keep forgetting that?
I don't know. I keep forgetting I have it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting uncanny dodge is a thing, and I love to play rogues. You think I'd be the last person to forget it?
You say that, but you never get the chance to play Rogue often.
I don't get the chance to play anything often.
That's kind of the point.
Ugh.
I mean, technically, if you really think about it, you play a lot of characters often.
But that doesn't count, and you know it.
I think it does.
It kind of does.
It
It kinda
really
does.
doesn't.
It really doesn't.
I think it does.
Like, I used the analogy before, but it's like cooking dinner for myself and several friends, but every now and again I want to eat at someone else's house.
You get to, but only once.
Yeah, and then that
Didn't
person's
invite
house
you
burns
back.
to the
Can we
ground.
put-
Yeah,
Throw it
they
down.
didn't invite you back.
No, and then that person's house just burns to the ground.
You burned their house to the ground, to be fair.
You did burn
no,
that
one of them was
one.
definitely yours.
What do
You
you want
did
back?
explode the house.
Okay,
One of
that
them.
was... We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, I was gonna blow up the whole town for doing that, but I was like, I can't do that. But well, that's a discussion for another day.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, moving right along. So it is now the following morning. I imagine you all took to the ship to sleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Sorry.
don't think the others would be definitely safe at one of the hotels or whatever around your inns, rather.
Yeah, so I know we said Thalia got back around 2, so she's currently asleep aboard the Koun.
Taking my nap.
How long was your journey?
They're
Yeah,
not getting up anytime soon. That much.
It's a ways out there. It wasn't bad.
And I would say, Jura, you made a point to get up maybe an hour or so before sunrise, knowing that's when the first fight is.
Yes, and I would make my way over there beforehand.
Okay. No detours, no discussions. Charia and Okazad, I imagine you following.
Yeah. Chari would have
Ain't no
like
reason
double
not
checked.
to.
Chari was gonna double check to make sure that like nothing was up with any of the things inside of the ship, like no one had planted bombs or something, you know?
Okay, you can go ahead and roll me a perception for that.
Yeah, perception, because there's totally a bomb there.
Ugh, I don't know why I'm so tired.
I thought we got rid of those statues.
Perception.
Jura kept one because they were so nice.
23.
No, nothing appears to be tampered with or anything. From what you can see, the Port Authority guards who are watching your ship, they don't appear to leave the bottom of the gangplank. Like, they don't actively go onto your ship. They're just making sure that the only people who do go on are you guys and the members of your respective crews.
Alright.
Like, they're basically just there to make sure that nobody screws with your shit while you're away.
Alright. But, yeah, no. Chari will follow, obviously disguising herself as, fair, kind of a little bit more tan skin, Jin woman with red hair.
Right on. So you all arrive at the pit. It takes you about, I'd say, if you take the north, the way north of the river, it would take you about 20 minutes to get there. And conveniently, I think I've already posted all of the fighters in our posts, so we can just overlay them as needed. So as you walk into this place, for starters, a massive crowd has appeared, and they're beginning to file into the seats, like go down the stairs and on the multiple levels leading down to where this massive pit is dug into the ground. Like those seats are pretty much full for what's going to happen today. Jura, you're ushered away, and you're led into this area that was kind of closed off before, past the registration counter. And inside this room, you encounter the 7 other combatants. Isam and 4 you obviously recognize, but then you see 5 others that are unfamiliar to you.
I would go talk to 4 or Isam, but I'm a little distracted by the guy with the bucket on his head.
Yes, you do notice. You imagine, based solely on the way he looks, that this is your first opponent, Buckethead.
Well, I have nothing to think.
Are you
Just
active? Like, are you actively approaching him, or are you just looking at him?
Just kind of staring at him, just like what? And just confused.
Yeah, he appears to be just patiently waiting. He looks like he's ready to get this started.
He's more focused than I thought he would be.
Yeah, he's actually sitting in one of the chairs that have been, laid out in case any of you want to use it. He's sitting there, sword kind of just resting on his lap. He doesn't appear to have a sheath for it, you notice. But he seems to be sitting there with his sword on his lap, like elbows on his knees, just fingers interlaced, just patiently waiting for his turn to fight.
All right, I guess I'll just wait here until my time comes up. So, yeah,
All right.
Nothing really to say. Everyone's focused. I don't want to distract my guys or myself.
So sunrise arrives. You see a little bit of the morning dawn light begin to grace the outer air, like the upper parts of the stands. And shortly afterwards, like a couple of minutes afterwards, you see this young water genasi girl. Her hair looks like sea foam, like to the point where it actually flakes off and kind of hovers in the air before dissipating behind her. She enters this green room, and she says,
"All right, we need Mr. Forrest and Mr. Bracken, please."
And you see, from 2 other chairs, a white-haired, 2-tailed kitsune and a massive, just ripped beast of a man with various markings all down his body get up and begin walking through a door after her.
Well, all right then. I'm just kind of watching these 2 go out.
Yeah, like before, like as she ushers them out, she pokes her head back in.
"There's a spectator booth for the rest of you if you like."
I'll head there for the sake of knowing who I'm gonna fight next.
Okay, so she leads you out into the like she leads all those who would choose to follow her. You notice Isam and 4 are there as well. She leads almost everybody out towards where the actual arena is. She directs the rest of you off to a sort of front row seat right before the entrance to where the fighters would go, and then leads Forrest and Bracken to that area.
And I didn't even have to pay ticket money for this.
Nope, you get a front row seat for free just for participating.
Nice.
Then I can kick you over here. So you guys would be probably around here and here, I would say, are the front row seating areas.
All right then.
And after a couple more minutes, you notice the crowd becomes, or hold on, here we go.
I'm not gonna lie, this arena seems a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
What were you expecting?
Smaller.
Only 100 feet across.
And let me go ahead and get these guys at the ready.
I think Delic was essentially figuring like a
Oh shit.
I think he was figuring the one from like Hot Shots, where it's just like
Black
Oh, I was just-
hole.
10 feet.
Bigger
I was
than
saying
that.
I was saying like boxing ring size. I think you're thinking something like that.
Slightly bigger than that, but yeah.
I don't know what the black
Like,
orb
I
was
just
on
feel
that.
like,
That
I
was
don't know,
something that was something for later. It's something that someone else could potentially do.
Temporarily, a black void opened upon the field. One of the competitors was so eaten up.
No, it's fine. So you see these two begin to like walk towards the center and face each other down. You watch like as Forrest seems to be a little more into the crowd attention than Bracken is, and as he flourishes pretty much the same kind of dancing lights, like little foxfire thing that Thalia does, you see Bracken visibly grit his teeth. And Jura, since you're close enough to him, you can actually roll a perception if you want.
Might as well.
With an 18, you hear him like from where you are, like it echoes like in your gut as he talks. Magic user.
Oh. Well, it's kind of like how I am, except kind of annoying.
I might actually need a glass of water if I'm going to keep talking to him.
you probably will.
Yeah.
I'll get
wait.
you some.
Go grab
one.
I already got one. We're good.
Okay.
Oh, so you didn't. Then why say you might need one if you already have one?
I forgot it was behind me. Anyway, you see the desk attendant who you signed in with yesterday in a single window, kind of up here on the northernmost side above where this weapon rack is. And he leans out. All right, gentlemen, is everyone ready? Forrest nods. Bracken, still kind of glaring at Forrest, nods as well. Then let's fight! And for this, I will roll for... First for Forrest.
I want to explain how you're doing this. Is it just
Yes,
a higher number wins?
so basically what I'm doing is it's going to be 5 rounds. Basically, each of them is going to roll a d20, like first one, then the other. Whoever gets the higher number in that round will kind of either gain or lose the upper hand, and then whoever has the highest amassed number by the end of it will be the one who ultimately wins that fight. So that'll be how we do that, just to expedite this, because not all of them are, well, you.
I just hope you have stat rolls for them just in case.
Oh yeah, I've prepared stats for everybody, just in case, because I don't know who Jura's going to fight.
Like, first round goes to Forrest.
Yes, so you notice Bracken just immediately, as soon as the registration clerk says to fight, he takes off like a bat out of hell towards Forrest. And as he's closing the gap, you see Forrest actually split into 2 separate people, and Bracken doesn't actually know which one to attack. So he goes for the left one, it disappears, revealing itself to be an illusion, and Forrest is able to dig a kunai into the back of his shoulder. Ooh, that's not... Yeah, that's not great.
Retaliation, round 2.
Yeah, this time,
He did not like that.
you watch as the muscles on Bracken's back actually tighten. Try as he might, Forrest can't get the kunai back out, and Bracken spins around and gives him a backhand so hard that it actually knocks him a couple paces over.
Round 3 is a little close.
A little bit. As Bracken begins to close the gap again and try to get on top of Forrest, like basically those massive teeth of his just bared and trying to go right for the jugular, Forrest manages to hold him away with his foot on Bracken's chest. And finally, you hear him, or you watch him sort of lean up and say something inaudible into Bracken's ear, and Bracken just begins reeling back, like gripping his head.
That vicious mockery right there, yo.
Yep.
I suppose I
Oof.
could have done insight to see what he did.
That mockery, though, made it worse for him.
That's a pretty shit roll. Yeah, so as Bracken is gripping his head, you see Forrest manage to get himself to his feet, but Bracken brings his hands back down, now looking more like a beast possessed, and runs straight into him and digs his teeth right into the side of his neck like a fuck-mothering vampire. And finally...
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think we know who wins this round.
Forrest started off pretty well.
Yeah, he opened strong, but he didn't keep it. So you watch as Forrest try, like he's got kunai in both hands now, just like stabbing at Bracken any way he can. But Bracken literally just like bites down even harder. You hear Forrest scream, and there's an audible as Bracken just rips his head up, and a good chunk of Forrest's shoulder goes with it.
Ugh. Brutal. I got.
Yeah, and
Wait, did I just watch Mortal Kombat for a second?
Oh, he's not dead. He took a chunk out of him, not his head
Yeah.
off.
Took a chunk out of him, but that'll be the fight. Forrest will fall over, and that'll be it. And those two are escorted off. So Bracken won that one by quite a bit.
Yeah. He kind of, like I said, started off pretty well for Forrest, but very quickly turned to Bracken's favor.
I will flavor that, like, Jura, you know that kind of blood rage. Like, that's exactly the kind of shit you felt like doing to Okazad when you first met him.
And still
That's
on
been-
occasion feel like doing.
So I will put these guys back on the GM layer in case they're needed again.
Well, I don't think we'll need Forrest anytime soon.
Probably not. But yeah, you see you see a pair of what you can... Oh, hold on. What is this? Yes, AJ, you're here.
Okay, you didn't say.
I
so
have
you
I have my
finished
phone on
yours.
silent when we record, and it was screened down. I literally didn't
I-
even see that you texted
I
me.
know. Okay, fine. You would ask them if they were going. You didn't ask me, so that's why I was wondering.
Okay, I assumed it was a given. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Wasn't,
yes.
but
Nothing,
okay.
nothing should be assumed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last
You
thing you
said
said,
2
I
a.m.
was.
I figured she would have been in bed still.
Yeah, that's why you didn't ask whether I woke up or not. So that's why I was
And
curious.
I apologize. Yes, retroactively, you are here. You can see all of this bloodshed taking place.
Okay.
Hey, it's me.
That
It
box
is
must be
you.
tired.
So you should be able to control this.
Uh,
Oh,
Or am I-
okay.
yeah. Yes, I can, by the way.
Cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need you one back. All right. Then you are ushered from your spot in the stands. You notice a group of medics come out and get Forrest, and they manage to patch him up. So he stumbles in and kind of sits down, like obviously on the opposite side as Forrest. He kind of doesn't want to be next to him right now. His shoulder is largely back the way it's supposed to be, minus a couple of scars that are rapidly healing, but he just sits down and just starts rubbing his shoulder.
I can imagine that a bite like that would hurt.
Yeah, that sucked just a little bit. Oh, I was hoping that illusion would throw him off, but shit.
Yeah, it just made him angrier.
Well, good luck with yours. I hear Buckethead's a real pain.
Doesn't look so tough. It'll be fine.
Famous last words, says the drow.
Yeah. You deal with you just prepare yourselves for what you guys got to deal with.
The drow,
I'll be fine.
the drow looks over at Isam, and you can swear there's a smile beneath his mask. But as you're escorted out to the base of the pit, Jura, roll an insight on yourself.
Myself?
Yes. This is the first event of this kind that you have been to since you left the fire swamp. You find that you are overcome with, like, the adrenaline is pumping through your body. You are just excited as all fuck to be here. Like, you are almost trembling with excitement now that you realize this about yourself.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Yes.
And as Buckethead walks and takes his place at the other side, a dull breeze blows through the arena, catching his cape in a manner almost unbecoming of what you expect of this man when you first looked at him. And he has his sword kind of stuck in the ground in front of him, his hands doubled over it. I will give you this opportunity now to walk away and keep your honor intact, Jura Harok.
You know, I expected you to talk more goofy. You're kind of sucking the fun that I thought was going to be out of this.
Well, this will be plenty fun for me. Then have at you, sir. And he picks up the sword and just points it at you, waiting.
We gotta wait till they say go, idiot.
And he stands there waiting. And the officiator comes out on his stand again. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Buckethead nods. Then fight! Go ahead and roll initiative.
Let's see.
15. Then let me roll it for Buckethead. If his sheet wants to load.
Far am I from him?
50 feet at least.
Oh, Buckethead
Okay.
got a nat 20.
Honestly, this is preferable. I wanted him to go first.
All right.
I mean, assuming he doesn't have anything ranged.
He's got a sword, and he can only have 2 weapons on him.
Yeah, Buckethead brought his own sword. So then he closes the gap quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he takes a stance like he's ready for you. It's your turn.
Alright, I shall approach. And then, now that I'm in range, I'm going to use my Phoenix Slayer, because that's the one I brought with me.
All right.
Attack. Not great.
Nope, 11 will still hit.
Oh.
His only armor is the bucket on his head.
His
Fair
wo-
enough, I guess
defenses
I
are
did-
even worse than mine.
6 slashing, 3 fire. So -9 altogether.
Yep, but get another attack. Get him again.
14 will hit. For 15 altogether. Jesus.
Then bonus action, I use my tail to attack because that's my other weapon.
All right. 24 will hit.
For 16. Please just tell me he's down after that one round.
He's not down yet, but he is pretty beaten the fuck up. Like you put another couple of dents in his bucket.
And I just say to him, is it a bucket or a paint can? You are pathetic.
And you watch, now that you've got him down below half, you watch as he places his hand on his own chest, like where your lashing tail cut him, and you see his hand begin to glow over his injuries. Whoops. And you see the wound on his chest, and one of the ones like around his neck near where you hit his bucket begin to close up. And now it is my turn. He grips his sword with 2 hands and swings it at you.
Oh, that'll hit. Alright, that's not much.
Hold on there. And
Uh-oh.
as this sword hits you, you see his body begin to glow, and a pulse of light goes from his body to his hands to his hilt to the blade, and it explodes as it hits you.
Well, that still didn't do much.
That's 8 damage. Wait a minute, is that 8?
Yeah, it's 8 with the higher level.
Uh,
And as it explodes, he spins
yeah.
around and comes at you again.
yeah, that'll hit.
And again.
So how much is that? I'm just trying to...
That's a 3 for normal, and then 5 for the...
No, that.
Wait.
That's 5 slashing plus 9 radiant.
Oh yeah,
plus
there we go.
12
So it's
slashing
so
plus
it's
5
two
radiant.
2 plus 3. So 2 is the higher level cast, 3 is the normal. So 5 radiant and 12 slashing.
Okay. Ouch.
Yes.
So-
So you know this guy's dude, or now you know this dude's deal. He's not just a fighter; he's a holy fighter.
Hold on, I gotta do math.
A protector
Oh, no.
of all buckets.
Jura's one weakness: his
Math.
brain.
That actually did quite a bit of damage for just one hit.
Yeah, like you see, the crowd is losing their shit. Like they know exactly what Buckethead's all about.
Yeah, that chunked me pretty bad. But now I believe it's
Yeah,
my
he
turn.
actually got some good solid hits, and he has the highest AC out of the party.
Mm-hmm. Like Buckethead's AC is complete shit, but he's got them paladin skills to back it up.
He also said his wounds healed.
He laid on hands himself. When he dropped below half, his subclass lets him use it as a free action.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, so he pretty much blew his entire lay on hands load to heal himself. Not all the way, but enough to still stand. Because you knocked him down to 3 hit points with that shit you did before.
So basically, one more full combo, and he's pretty much done.
Assuming you hit all of them.
Yeah, I do gotta hit him.
So what will it be?
I'm trying. Yeah, it's my turn. I'm trying to figure out how I want to, what I want to do here exactly. Let's see. All right. So first, I'm gonna use Phoenix Slayer, and that's a hit.
17 will hit.
And then in combination with this, now that I've hit, I'm going to use my menacing attack. So when I hit, expend 1 superiority dice, which I believe, what is it, a D8 right now, I think? We double check. Yes, it's a D8. Adds to the damage. So I'll just roll a D8 real quick. So an extra 2 plus whatever. So it'll be 19 total.
Okay.
So he's got to make a wisdom save throw. On failed, he is frightened until the end of my next turn.
Does that
Okay,
count the
well,
fire
let me-
damage for the
Let me
wisdom
run.
saving
Let me
throw?
run those numbers first. We said 19.
Yes.
All right. He did not like that. And
Yes.
a wisdom saving throw. What is the DC?
12. It's not very high.
And pals get. Yeah, so he gets proficiency in wisdom. So you see he doubles back from you hitting him, but he is not afraid. If anything, you see a glint in his eyes through the holes in his bucket. He's even more determined now.
All right. Well then, before my next attack, I'm going to use my bonus action for focus my next melee attack on crippling strike. It'll be to target his arm.
His arm, okay. His sword. So either of his. Just either
Yes.
of them, or do you have one in mind?
Well, he's holding his sword in both hands, right?
Yeah, he's got a 2-hand now.
Yeah. So it's just whatever. So I'll just aim first, I guess, his right arm, and then
All right.
if he fails, if I hit him and he fails the save, then he drops his sword.
So what's the DC for this? I notice it says your strength modifier.
My strength modifier is 18. Oh, wait, is it the
No,
4?
no, that's your strength,
Well,
not your
that's the
strength
4.
modifier.
Yeah, so it's 8 plus your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So,
So
8 to 12,
Eight.
15.
15.
It'll be a
Okay.
50. I do have to hit him, though,
Yes, you do have to hit him.
which I do,
That'll hit
for 17.
for 17 damage. Okay,
And then he's got to beat the strength save.
this is kind of redundant.
I think that means he's pretty much on the
Barely,
ground.
damn it.
So he manages to beat that. He actually puts. He lowers his head to kind of put the bucket between the sword and his arm, and you hear just this massive. Hold on. And as you swing the sword, like you're going full tilt. This guy kind of pissed you off with all the damage he did to you before. But as you're aiming for his arm, he puts the bucket down, and there's just a massive, like, clang that echoes through the arena as you knock him clean to the dirt.
Nice. Did I win?
And yep, and that is that fight. Buckethead
Okay.
goes down, and the crowd is losing their fucking minds.
Oh, that was a little close.
So much like they did with Forrest and Bracken, like the healers come out, they see to all of Buckethead's wounds, they patch you up entirely, and then they usher you out of the arena.
Hey.
So you can go ahead and on your character sheet restore all of your stuff. It should translate directly over to your token.
That include my superiority die?
What kind of rest do you need to get those?
Let
If
me
I remember
double-
correctly, it's
I
long
think it's-
until later. He has to be like a higher level fighter, I think, to get short rest bonus or whatever. I
Well,
think.
well, don't talk if you don't know. I regain all expended superiority dice when I finish a long or short rest.
Okay, a long or short rest. Then yes, there actually will be a couple of hours before your next fight. So you can take a short rest and get it back.
Nice, that works out perfectly then.
So Thalia, you're actually probably a little happy because Jura didn't get his ass whooped in the first round, so your bets are still on.
Well,
Good,
not if
he
it just
didn't lose
hers,
me
like
any money.
everyone's.
He didn't lose me any money
Yeah.
Yet.
yet. Yeah.
I
mean,
love how everybody said that.
Listen,
I
didn't.
mean,
Did
let's be
you
honest.
expect them to have a holy sword? Because I did not.
He
I
did.
I
didn't
mean, this
even-
was still quite impressive. So
It wasn't
I mean,
a holy sword. That was his
Well,
abilities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, the sword had nothing special about it. It's him.
As far as Jura could tell, he had a holy sword.
Yeah, above the table, Buckethead is a paladin. The Oath of Celibacy, if you're curious. Anyway, you're escorted back to the spectator booth that you were in. Buckethead is conscious at this time, and he actually grabs a seat right next to you, like he looks over at you. That was a good fight, my friend.
Yes, I did not expect your holy sword.
No one ever does. And he begins just watching intently as Four and Lothar begin coming out onto the field.
Kick his ass for.
This one promises to be rather interesting. You see the officiator come back out. Ready? Both of them look up and nod. Then fight. So first for Four. Opening strong. And Lothar.
Uh-oh.
Opening stronger. I keep track of these numbers. So, whoops. Still in the GM layer. Stop doing that. So yeah, she covers the gap, and you see her go to, like, her her wrist ignites Okazad, like you saw before, like a Blaziken, and she goes to just dig it into this man's chest, and he puts his shield in the way and actually bashes her back so hard that he flings her away. And as she stands, you see the fire that is her hair flicker a little bit as she's just a little concussed by that impact. Oh boy.
Come on, 4.
Well, if this keeps up, you might just fight Lothar after all. So this time Lothar closes the gap now that she's kind of reeling a little bit. And he cuts pretty much right across her left arm. Like, she brings her arm up to block, and he just, right from her bicep across her forearm, just puts a nice little slash on her arm. Round
You
three.
could do
does
it.
know how fighting swords work, right?
Well, like, she brought her, like, her fist up between her face and him, and the way he sliced, it went from her bicep across her forearm, and then she was able to drop her arm. So a 13 and a 19.
Yeah, this seems pretty one-sided.
Yeah, the dice don't exactly favor Four. It's going to take, honestly, I think at this point, a miracle the last 2 rounds for her to do anything.
Yeah, she's got quite the comeback to
She's
make.
not too terribly far behind. Well, that last one put her behind.
So, riding the momentum from that first slice, Lothar spins around and slashes her pretty much right on the side of the midsection, and then bashes her away again with his shield. Like, he's completely controlling her movement at this point.
Yeah, for just above the table, that's a 13-point difference. Far.
Yeah, it's gonna take something pretty vast to.
She's got
turn
a
the
lot of
tables.
ground to cover.
That doesn't help.
That does not help at all. We've
Oh.
got a 15.
She can pull it out in the last round, but yeah, it has to be.
Hypothetically.
It's gonna
but
be a fucking underdog victory if she does.
She would need a 20 pretty much, and he'd have to get anything under a 5.
So yeah, he charges back in again. Like, you notice this man is not relenting at all. Like, he is going full tilt. He's not even giving her even the idea that he might be holding back even a little bit. He jabs his sword into her midsection and again just cold clocks her with the backside of his shield right in the side of the head. Like, you notice she's looking really ragged now. She can barely even stand it. Any punch she tries to throw as he's coming up either bounces off his shield or his armor. And last round.
Oh.
Not enough.
Aw.
It's
That's-
definitely a good comeback, but not good enough.
So what are those totals? Let me see. So
She's
She
down
has
by like.
60
She's down by 5.
64, he has 69.
60. Oh, so that's like right there. Shit.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
mapping them the whole time. She has 64, he has 69. So clearly, whoever you roll first loses.
So she runs back to him, like both. You actually see like her hair and the flames coming off of her wrists billow out huge and bright. Her eyes actually begin to glow yellow as she charges Lothar. He holds up his sword and she actually runs right into it, damn near impaling herself. But she doesn't give a shit. She just keeps raining haymakers down on his face, and he looks like he is about to just tap the fuck out until Bloodloss finally catches up with 4 and she kind of just hangs there on his sword.
Oh, she did pretty well though, right in the end.
Yeah, like you notice
That
like
was
like
scary.
he is sweating, like parts of his armor are a little singed. He's got a couple of like first-degree burns on his face. She actually managed to work him over quite a bit. The crowd seems legitimately surprised by how well she did.
I'm surprised.
And the medics come out and they tend to her. And like Lothar quickly, like as soon as they assure him it's okay, like he removes the sword and they patch it up, and he's actually standing over her making sure that she's okay.
What a good guy.
And then when she wakes up, just next time. And he just kind of nods and sets his hand down for her to grab it and helps her to her feet.
What a good guy.
And we will take these two out of play.
Or you did better than we expected you to do.
Like as she comes and sits down next to you, like she's excited for having to have been, a part of this, but you can tell she's bummed at having lost in the first round.
Well, you know what? You fought number 1 and you did pretty good, so I think you should be happy with that.
Roll persuasion. You see her get this big derpy grin. Yeah.
You're the best comeback story, I'll say that.
Oh, it wasn't quite a comeback story 'cause she didn't save it, but she tried.
That's why I said nearly. That was
Not
nearly the best
nearly.
comeback story I've ever seen.
Next, though, is our favorite samurai.
Yep. As you see Isam like grab his katana and get up and go. Redoran walks with him.
Cut his mask off.
No, don't do that. We're in a pandemic.
Oops.
So then,
Go Isam.
yep. Same shtick. They meet each other on the field. Officiator comes up. Both confirm. And fight. So then.
Oof.
Wow.
Right? They're testing the waters. They're testing each other's
Yeah,
strength
it just
out.
testing the waters.
Clearly. Okay, so let me keep note of this. That is not a strong opener for either of you.
They're both just kind of. They're doing the circle thing. They're just going in circles before the first strike.
Exactly.
Yeah, so basically what happened there is, like, they're both, this is basically a samurai versus a ninja. So you see just appearing in Redoran's hands, you don't know where he got them from, a pair of 3-pointed shuriken, and he just whips them both at Isam, and Isam just cuts through them with his katana. They disappear, they turn into black smoke, and they both just continue to stare each other down.
Old opener, but an opening all the same.
Round 2. Isam,
Alright, better. Ooh,
Oh, that is
Wow.
huge.
strong second round for Isam. So obviously movement is a bit fluid for this since it's not an actual fight.
Yeah.
Say they meet a little closer to the middle this time. So this time you see the same way the shuriken where they just kind of appeared in his hands. This time Redoran summons a scimitar and tries to come at Isam with it. They meet in the middle. Isam actually cuts clean through that scimitar with his katana and leaves a nice little gash on Redoran's arm.
nice. That's a nice. Well, that's a nice real start to the fight.
Yeah. And as he's reeling back, you see Redoran, he just recalls the scimitar perfectly formed in his hand, and you see that smile under his mask again.
Oh,
Round 3.
Ugh. Wow.
What is with these rolls?
Redoran's having a bad day.
9-point lead to Isam.
Like, Isam's just sandbagging this motherfucker. Like, where were all these rolls when Lothar needed to lose? So for this one, it's more... It's more like one of those sword dances out of a Toshiro Mifune movie, where they're kind of just doing like a bunch of samurai posturing, like clashing their blades and kind of just going back and forth. You think at one point you see Redoran's scimitar just clip a little bit of one of Isam's ears, but nothing really overly damaging.
Isam's kind of running this fight right now.
Round 3.
Let's see. Oh,
Still with the strong lead. I don't think there's a whole lot Redoran can do to turn this
It's
around.
basically at this point it's the same
yeah, it's the
situation
same
as
thing
last
as
one.
yeah, it's a
It's a
15-point
15
lead.
Can't hear you, AJ.
Talking to the dog, not you.
Oh, okay.
He keeps pacing. Lay down.
So yeah, this time you see Isam kind of change up his pose. So where before he had his like both hands on his katana just held up in front of him like a typical samurai pose, this time he holds the hilt up to his head with the blade facing forward. And as Redoran dismisses the scimitar and tries to come at Isam with the 2 shuriken, like try to jab him with both at once, you see Isam just launch a flurry of stabs forward, and Redoran, you see a look on his face very clearly acknowledging that he has made a mistake.
It would take a miracle for him to win at this point, but so
It
good
would.
for Isam. Oh, miracle's been lost. Yep. As soon as that 10 was rolled, it was late. It was too late.
Yeah, so 10 and a 4, don't even have to do the math there. Yeah, so in a final, I guess a final ditch effort to try and get the better of Isam, Redoran whips both of the shuriken, and as Isam is parrying them, he tries to like slide in close and cut across Isam's midsection with the scimitar. But as he does, you see Isam almost disappear for a second and appear a few paces away, like behind Redoran, slowly just slashes his katana once towards the sand and does that cool sheathing motion that samurai do, and as soon as he clips it back into the sheath, you see a wound open across Redoran's midsection and he falls to the ground.
Yeah,
Sure.
Isam.
So he becomes a blood geyser.
It doesn't become a blood geyser, like he didn't cut him enough to kill him, but it's definitely enough to probably leave a nice scar if there were medics here to tend to it.
Which there are.
There are indeed. So like Isam actually turns, and much like Lothar did with 4, like as the medics are treating him, Isam's like looking over, making sure he's fine, and then helps him up when he is. So there's that round.
That's 2 for the crew. And you know what? I would say 2.5. 4 did pretty good for how
She did.
strong 4 was.
So then I would say at this point it's a little past midday, and this is when they tell you that they have to get things ready for the semifinals.
I'm not excited to fight this guy.
Yeah, because it's you and Bracken next.
Yeah. Not excited for this one.
But yeah, you're at this point, if you want, you're allowed to actually walk around and speak to a couple of people. All of you.
I'll just. Nah, I'm fine. I'm just gonna. If anyone talks to me, they can talk to me. But I'm just gonna stay focused.
Yeah, I'd say you're in the waiting area up front, like where the registration desk is. Did the other three have anything they wanted to do?
Not really. I mean, she's just kind of. I feel like Charia's kind of watching the matches, but at this point, people are moving around. She's gonna keep an eye out just for any other drow or people that are obviously stalking her at this point.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception. You don't notice any more drow. Like there are a couple in the stands, like the people who are now coming in for like concessions and other things, but they appear to be, young couples, maybe some of them with a couple of kids. The only actual like drow here that could potentially pose a threat to you if he wanted to is Redoran, and he doesn't even seem to notice you.
Well, in this case, she's gonna go down to the concession stand and get, a snack and a drink.
While there, you actually notice Evalier and Xena.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Oh. Hey, you two.
You're in disguise. They don't know you.
Yeah, I know.
So you're gonna alert them? That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, like as you walk up, like Xena kind of cocks her head to the side confusedly, and Evalier just kind of gives you that cold look that she usually has.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid you have us confused for someone else, miss.
No, I'm a member of Okazad's crew.
You see Evalier like visibly grit her teeth at that.
Oh, great. Well, I suppose I'm not surprised, since Jura was one of the competitors.
We're not causing any trouble today, and you look rather angry at that. What did Okazad do?
I'm gonna roll insight for Xena real quick.
Yeah.
If it wants to, here we go.
I think she knows.
Jesus.
I think she knows.
I think she's got you read.
Mm-hmm.
Charia, why do you look like a Genasi?
I'm disguising myself because someone's put up a false bounty about me. And besides, my name's not Charia. It's
like before
Rilia.
you can even finish your sentence. Like Xena is up there, like she's got one of your hands like cupped between hers.
Yes, I saw that. It's not true, is it?
That's right. I forgot how Xena is.
No, like if you believe anything I say, which I know I am not exactly in the boat of trustworthy people for most people, I did not commit any of that. We're being framed, and they burned down my entire family's village, or my entire family's vista, and all
Roll
of the people.
Persuasion with advantage.
29, almost nat 20.
Almost 220s.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna do one more thing. Whoops, wrong High Commodore. Oh, come on, scroll down. One more time with feeling.
Oh
Match.
no.
Well, I'm not lying.
Yeah, you're not lying, and she understands that. So you see her like that impassive, like Yuki Nagato expression that she's got.
Mhm.
She just kind of nods.
I knew it couldn't be true, and I'm glad that it isn't.
I may want revenge, but I'm not a terrorist.
Evalier at this point is looking at you like, how the fuck do you know her?
We met her before at a meeting, one of the other islands, Gangren, I think it was. We met her
Yeah,
there.
Gangren is where you met her.
And, then we met her in Card. She's rather nice.
I helped solve a naval murder, Evalier. Oh, lovely. Oh.
And
So you only screw us over sometimes, is what I'm hearing.
okay, what happened? What did Okazan do?
What do you mean? What did he do?
Well, you're obviously mad, so I'm assuming it's his fault.
Of course, he kept the gloves for himself. The
What?
modified hands of the puppet master.
Wait, he kept the gloves?
Of course he did.
You didn't tell me.
I had to return to the Admiral empty-handed, and was placed on administrative leave for collaborating with pirates.
Okay, I'm gonna state this now. I'll go strangle Okazan right now. Like, I'll strangle. He's here in the crowd. You can go strangle him yourself too.
Don't bother. These people seem to have a chip on their shoulder for murder.
No,
I've
I'm
been stuck here ever since with this one as my jailer. It makes me upset when you call me that. I don't care, Xena!
Oh, also, Evelier, I don't know. I don't know why, but one of your men apparently told. It was Haas, apparently told the drow that are chasing me, the ones who put up the wanted poster, that we had met before. And I was wondering if you could please help and throw them off or something. I don't know.
Host, you said.
Yeah, apparently he went to them or something after the whole thing. Probably related to you getting administrative leave, I'm gonna guess. Which I'm sorry for.
That would explain why he went down to the Underdark a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, great.
As soon as we were sent here, he went down there.
And I might have to go down there fucking later, send someone else down there.
Save your trouble. I'll have a word with Chief Petty Officer Haas. We'll get this all sorted out.
Okay, and I want you to know, none of us knew he had the gloves. And if he does still have them, I'll go strangle him.
Roll persuasion.
She is being honest at this point because, dear God, Okazan, please stop getting us in trouble.
That's not bad.
Taria
And
likes
Evan-
not dying.
And Evelier's not a rogue, so she doesn't have access to the the stupid kinds of rolls that Xena does. I don't even think she has proficiency in insight. She does not.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough, but she still isn't like. So she still knows that you're telling or thinks you're telling the truth.
I am.
Very well. I suppose I can take you at your word for now.
Look, we did not mean to screw you over. I thought Okazan handed it. Help! But don't let any of the other sailors hear this. Okazan apparently didn't do something because we set out from Card, about a couple of days ago. The day we set out, wind blows, takes out our mast. I am 70% sure he didn't throw the silver in the water. He didn't even tell me how to pay the crew.
Imbecile.
Now you see what I'm dealing with?
Well, I suppose now that we've got that sorted, as I said, I will speak with Chief Petty Officer Haas, and then I suppose once this fight tournament is over, I'll return to whatever I can do here. Oh, that reminds me. Would now be a bad time to tell you that you're kind of off the hook? I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah. I was over to see the Admiral a few days ago, and he said for me to tell you that you were off the hook. Why the fuck didn't you tell me sooner? There's a murder in my territory. I'm kind of looking for a serial killer right now. And you don't think you could have taken a break once to tell me? I was really busy, Eva. Sorry.
Hold on. What happened to get her off the hook, if I can know?
You see Xena kind of reach into a pocket area, like around where the sash is on her dress,
Mhm.
and she withdraws an envelope and hands it to Evelier. And Evelier opens it and begins reading.
Oh, that little bitch.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
You see her, like, visibly grit her teeth and stuff the letter into her uniform.
Well, whatever. Off the hook is off the hook, right?
Yep, and if it helps, we're here in town for a couple of days, and I was kind of interested in those murders anyway.
Like
Hence,
Xena
look.
actively looks at you now.
Well, I would be very appreciative if you could help me with this. You and your crew have already proven your aptitude for solving murders in the past.
We can help with that, and we can meet after the fights and everything, and you can tell us what you know. But two things. One, if you see anyone from House Tekkenveer, can you just like? Actually, it's not even gonna really work because I know who I am and know what boat I'm on. But can you just kind of let me know who they are if in town, since I'm assuming that since you've been coming around, you know who's from where.
She kind of tilts her head to the side again.
Is that something that friends do?
I would owe you very much because, and yes, I think that would be something friends do, is make sure that your friend doesn't get murdered.
Then yes, I will alert you to any movement or presence of this Clan Tekkenveer.
Thank you. And the other thing I was going to ask is, who'd you guys bet on?
They both kind of glance at each other and then at you. Evelier chimes up first.
I had a few hundred on Jura and then another few hundred on Lothar.
Divvying up your
I would-
pools.
I would hope he's a winning bet, what with all the things we taught him back on Banal.
He's definitely even getting better. Trust me on that one.
Oh, I've noticed.
He's surprisingly good
It's not every day a fighter gets the upper hand against Buckethead. I've seen him fight a few times already.
Not to mention, surprisingly, like, Jura's been getting good with his words, which is scary.
Xena nods.
Yes, I heard Commander Colwall's debrief.
Totally didn't have anything to do with that.
She just gives you like a knowing nod.
Yeah, we totally didn't do any meet a Colwall. Who is that? You know what? I'm just gonna go get my snacks and my drink now that we've had this talk. If you guys want to talk more, Xena, you walked on our boat, so you can just teleport there, I assume.
Actually, I cannot.
Oh?
A ship is a moving point of teleportation. If I know exactly where you're ported, for instance, if I knew that you were in Mahad or Gangren, then I could teleport to the docks, and then if I see your ship, I can teleport somewhere on the inside. But if your ship is in transit, or if I do not have a direct line of sight, I can't just accost your vessel.
Oh. Well, at least that makes surprise visits a little harder to come by. No offense that those were kind of scary the first couple of times.
You could also simply ask me not to.
No. Since we're on good terms, you can surprise visit and jump by.
Very well. Is that something that friends do?
No, yeah, friends sometimes surprise visits, as long as it doesn't involve you, like, needing to come kill us or something. Like, give us, like, a 5-minute head start on that one.
Very good. Then I will surprise you with visits and attempt not to kill you.
Thank you. And Evelier, if you need anything, you know how to hunt us down.
Well, now that I'm able to leave this place, I think I may just take you up on that.
Please don't actually hunt us down.
I'll think about it.
And
Actually-
with that, you hear from behind you.
Mm.
So, did somebody get some good news? And you turn, walking in like sort of between you and them, is a man with a pretty much pitch black fur all over his body, the body of a man and the head of a jackal with a High Commodore's uniform top draped over his shoulders like a cape.
Yeah, her stomach's just jumped into her throat now.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
How long is this intermission?
How long do you need it to be?
No, I'm just asking.
Couple hours.
Oh, a couple hours. Okay. I'll do something after this then.
All right. And
His-
and you see this gentleman like grin. It's always so nice to see you two getting along again. And who's this? A friend of yours?
I kind of glance over to Xena, like, yes, but don't say. I like the eyes of please don't say my name.
Xena looks over to you and just nods gently, like it's all right.
Yeah, no, I've met them a couple of times before, and like, we're definitely. I'm at least friends with Xena. I'm still learning. Not sure if I'm friends with Evelier.
We're getting there.
Well, isn't that nice? And he throws a clawed hand out in front of you. First Lieutenant Garanok, High Commodore of Horn Harbor.
Ah, nice to meet you. And she'll shake the hand.
This man's got a hell of a grip on him. Like, you know, one of those ones where it's not painful, but it's just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. And you see, as you're shaking his hand, like he gets a toothy grin. The pleasure's all yours.
She's not sure if he's attempting to hit on her or. But she'll just smile politely.
So, Evelier, they didn't have any of that cotton candy you mentioned, but they did have these. And he withdraws a little bag of what appear to be like hard candies from his uniform, and Evelier takes them.
Very well. Close enough, I suppose.
Oh, Xena, since you live in this area, later on I do have to ask you if you've seen a person around here, but, that can wait. I'll let you guys get back to the festivities and stuff. I'm just gonna go get a snack and a drink and go sit back down.
They all nod and wave you off.
Yep, and she'll politely wave and give a polite bow and head off to go grab a snack and a drink, like a beer or something, and come back.
That works. I'd say the whole thing would run you maybe 5 copper.
Okay. And then she'll go back and sit down in her spot and look. Okazad, are you there when she gets back?
He should be, yeah.
I just look over at Okazad. Okazad, we have to talk later. I swear to God, you're attempting to kill us.
He just like looks back and is like, what the fuck you want about this time?
Evelier is here, and she is very, very mad. Or was.
In the meantime, Thalia, what are you doing?
Okay, so I want to run out real quick to the museum and find an appraiser. I assume they have an appraiser somewhere around there.
Yeah, you would find a. Funnily enough, the main curator of the museum is a Kenra as well. So you walk in, you see, much like Charia did with Lieutenant Garanark, you see a man with a humanoid body and a jackal head and a little monocle on his right eye, just sitting at a desk.
I greet him, and I ask if he knows where an appraiser is, or is he the appraiser? Do I know that? I don't know.
He raises a hand. I can provide that service if you need.
Oh, thank you. So I pull out just one of those special Mahad gold pieces
Right.
and hand it to him.
He takes, like, as soon as you set it down in front of him, his ears perk up. He's instantly very interested. And as he pulls out a, like, sort of a magnifying scope and holds it to his other eye and begins inspecting the coin. My lady, where did you find this?
Oh, I sort of stumbled upon it in the desert.
Have you
Yeah.
more where this came from?
I do.
Seems what we have here is Old Kingdom Mahadi currency.
How much is it worth?
This one piece for us could get you somewhere around 5 gold.
All right.
Now, how many did you have in total?
5,450.
he freezes and drops the scope, like on the desk, and he's just looking at you like, what?
Would you like them? If you'll exchange it for 5 gold, I'll give you all of them.
And you said you found them in the desert.
Yes,
Roll persuasion.
not technically a lie.
I know, that's why I said persuasion and not deception.
Like, not technically a lie. Oh man.
Uh-oh. Oh no, I highly doubt these would be simply out and about. You don't look like one of our sanctioned treasure hunters either.
Well, I fell in a cavern, so I can't really tell you exactly where.
Ah, desert caves. Horrible places, that.
Mm.
But yes, if you have more where these came from, the Historic Society would be more than happy to pay you for their return.
Alright.
I would say these predate the Eushilian crown by about 7,000 or so years.
Well, if I could give them to you right now, could we exchange right now?
Unfortunately, we don't keep that much money in the museum. However, I could meet you at the bank at your earliest convenience, and we can perform the exchange there.
Alright, shall we do that this afternoon? I've got a friend in the pit games right now, so I need to get back.
Yes, as I recall, the pit games go until dusk, but yes, I have a moment free.
Okay, then I'll meet you there when the pit games end.
Very good. I will see you at dusk then.
Alright, see you then. And then I'm gonna say she just goes back and just sort of naps in her seat until the pit game starts again.
Okay, yeah, the gentleman also would have returned the coin to you for the time being.
Mhm.
Alright.
Yep.
Was there anything else before the games resume?
Not for me.
Charia or Okazad?
No, she did what she wanted.
Oh, because that's basically just John, because now he's just dreading what's going to be coming soon.
Alright. Then we'll throw back here. It's now
What happened?
mid-afternoon,
Where is Cortana?
and the next round,
The
I believe,
rogue
is
AI knows
Jura versus
Cortana is
Bracken,
gone.
yes?
Yes.
Been deleted.
Concerned with this one. I feel he's got a lot of raw strength.
Of course not. Did you hit your head or
And
something?
yeah, you're escorted
Don't you remember?
out onto
My
the field.
instructions
Let
were
me get
to
your
enter this
respective
installation,
tokens.
imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you,
And as you're facing off with this man, he
okay,
looks
then.
significantly tamer than he did against Forrest. Like,
Something
he doesn't
else.
look like he's
On
actively
successful
contemplating ripping your
deployment,
head off
my
like he was
deletion
him.
routine was supposed to complete.
But he's still a daunting ass man.
Still
Like,
here.
he's. How tall is Jura?
I forget how tall I am.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We
No, I
need to
have it
find out
right
why.
now. Give me 1 second. I have him as
This
5'7".
wasn't the mission.
Okay, so Bracken's not that much taller than you. He's just shy of 6 feet, but he is just a hulking mass of muscle.
It's gonna be interesting.
And as he walks in this time, you notice he didn't have a weapon when he fought Forrest. This time he actively, still on the GM layer. That is a mistake that I need to stop making. He walks over to the weapon rack over here, takes a trident off of it, and walks back.
Oh, that feels fitting.
And he just kind of stares at you, like he doesn't have his teeth bared right now or anything. And as the officiator comes up, "Are you ready, gentlemen?"
Let's go.
Bracken nods. "Then fight!" Roll initiative.
22.
Not bad. Then let's see how Bracken does. And maximize.
Pretty close.
Close, but this time you get to move first.
Hmm.
You could always just keep your distance for a bit.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
But then again, you also have no idea how fast he can move.
Most things can't usually run up to 50 feet unless they have some sort of like biological advantage generally.
You're not wrong.
So I think I'm just gonna wait here in like a defensive stance. That'll be my turn.
Okay, so you're just kind of waiting on him.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Especially because I saw how he fought last time, so I know how straightforward he was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also pretty sure he has a trait that could be thrown.
He does, but he's not going to just yet.
I would say, why would he throw that trident from all that distance?
Instead, you notice as he like completely puts the holds the trident in a reverse stance like behind him, and he just barrels forward to meet you, sacrificing his action just to dash and close the gap. And that, like he skids to a halt right in front of you, and as you're looking down at him, he raises his head, those pitch black eyes looking at you, and you see him smile and bare those huge teeth. Your move.
This is where things will get interesting. So this time I'm going for the two-handed with the Phoenix Slayer.
All right.
18.
That will hit him.
And then I'm going to combine that with my trip attack once again, like I did before. So I had to roll superior dice along with the damage. So 7
Jesus. Okay.
plus. All right, so that roll there, but so that's 18 total.
18. Yeah. So 18 total damage.
And then the trip attack, he has to make a strength saving throw.
I'm pretty sure he's good at those.
Mine was All right, so
Yeah, that's pretty good.
well, still was worth a shot at least.
Yeah. So you go to trip him up. You physically,
then I'm just gonna go for mine.
feel you physically feel the bounce back, like as your weapon hits him in the leg to try and trip him up. You can physically feel just how hard the muscles in this man's calves are. But nothing doing with a nat 20 to hit. Go ahead and roll for that.
Yep. God, add
Jeez.
numbers.
That's a lot of
So
damage.
That's what, 14 plus 10, 24.
So, and then I'll go with I'll use my lashing tail
All right, 26 will hit him.
for another 10.
Jesus.
Jesus fuck. This
It
guy's
takes-
down in like one round, right?
What can be? I think maybe shy of Lothar, Bracken has more hit points than any other fighter on this docket.
Well,
I don't think he has much more, yeah.
How is he looking right
He
now?
doesn't have a whole lot more left, but he can endure one, maybe 2 more attacks if you roll low.
All right. Well,
But yeah, he's looking pretty battered after that, and the crowd is loving this. But now that it's his turn, let me double check something real quick.
need you to roll low over here, buddy.
Mm-hmm. So he grips the trident with 2 hands and takes a jab at you.
Ah, barely. All right, 5.
For 5. And 1 more, because he has an extra attack.
Ooh, that misses. And with that, I'm going to use another one of my things, riposte. So when he misses, I get to make a melee attack and use my superior die.
Alright.
So 16.
16 will hit him.
So 5 plus 11. So 16.
He's got 2 left. But he still has a bonus action, and he's going to use that for his second win.
Oof.
I
That's not
don't
a
think that's gonna save him.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
all the fucking good it's going to do him. But yeah, you see as he kind of holds the trident now in a more defensive position. Like, he's looking at you less like food and more as a legitimate threat now. Your turn.
All right, well. 20.
Soft 20 will hit him.
That's exactly it. What we need. Well, actually,
That's-
You're one over.
that's-
1
that's-
point
yeah.
over.
Yeah, that's 1 over what he had. So you can go ahead and flavor how you defeat this man.
so I'd like to flavor it as he's trying to defend himself with the trident.
Mhm.
Oh, my throat's all weird right now. And it's how it's got the the barbs at the end or whatever you want to call those. I kind of stab through them and just kind of pierce him, and because it's the Phoenix Slayer burning him, ever just enough just to singe him and put him down.
Nice. As you do this, like as consciousness fades from this man and he falls backwards, you see him like look to you, and then his eyes, like as they're closing, linger down on that sword, and he goes to reach like a almost gripping hand for the blade as he falls. Magic. And just falls backwards.
Yeah, and I just look at him and say, "Yeah, but just a little bit."
He's unconscious.
I know.
Then the medics come. They tend to him. They tend to you. So you're full again. You got all your shit back.
Yes. I didn't take much from that fight, so that worked out pretty well for me.
And then they escort you back to the waiting area.
I was a little more worried about that fight than how that ended up, so that worked out pretty well for me.
Yeah, you managed to fuck him up pretty good in that first round. I mean, shit, Buckethead worked you over more than Bracken did.
I don't think anyone expected what Buckethead had for me.
So next up is Isam versus Lothar.
I want to fight Lothar, but I also want Isam to win.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think regardless of who wins this fight, this will still be pretty
To be
good.
just as unsatisfactory as it will be satisfactory. Because, like, I want both outcomes.
In before you decide to challenge both.
You win either way.
Yeah, and again, I have no idea what these matches are gonna be, like how they're gonna play out. So,
Well, I feel like I should root for Isam.
I mean, he is on your team.
Well, we're on the same crew, but we're not on the same team.
But as you return to the spectator area, Bracken is no longer watching the fights. He's now fixated on Forrest and to a lesser extent you.
Angry man.
Specifically, he's looking at the sword now sheathed on your waist.
Well, he can get over it.
But the officiator comes out for Isam and Lothar's fight. They both confirm that they are ready, and they begin.
Go Isam. Go Lothar.
So round one.
What the fuck, man?
I'm sorry, I want to fight him too. Well, I guess if Isam wins, then it's just more worth it to fight him.
Anyway, round one.
Oof. Oof.
Oh no, that's a strong opener for Lothar.
It's alright. It's still
Again, deja vu
recoverable.
here.
It's only the first round. It's okay.
Yes, so they meet up in the center. And after clashing swords, much like he did with Redoran, Isam begins to think it's going to be a similar fight, and then Lothar steps forward, getting the other hand, physically overpowering Isam in this little sword clash, and giving him a nice little gash on the side of his midsection. Round two.
Okay. Okay.
That's a lot better.
That's a recovery.
4 in Isam's favor.
So, reeling back from that, Isam this time changes his stance again, this time holding his blade sort of down at the ground diagonally away from him. And he swipes up twice, managing to knock Lothar's shield out of the way with the first hit, and actually find a gap in his armor. And it looks like dig a little in, like right under his arm, like right under where his armpit is with the second hit. Round three.
Ooh. Man, they're going back and forth.
This is a really good back and forth, actually. Jesus.
This definitely heavily puts Lothar in the lead, though.
Only by 5.
Well,
Not too heavily.
So this time, Lothar ducks low, takes Isam's legs out from under him with his shield, and brings the sword down, pretty much slamming him into the ground. And Isam barely has enough time to get him, right himself and bounce away afterwards.
Oof.
Round 4.
Oof.
Oh, this is coming right down to the wire.
6 lead.
So Isam changes to that stabbing pose that he was in before. He attempts to get a good one in, aiming right for Lothar's face. Lothar holds his own sword straight up, actually deflects Isam's sword with his, and then thrusts forward slightly and cuts across Isam's cheek.
Ugh. Who's got? Come on, Isam.
Yeah, the final round.
Oh.
That's not
no.
going to be enough.
So this might actually be an interesting fight for Jura moving forward.
So close.
Close, but no cigar.
I feel like this is exactly how any tournament arc goes.
So you watch as Isam backs up a little bit, and he kind of flourishes his blade a little bit before holding it in a kind of the same pose that he did when he finished off Redoran. And Lothar, you watch him smile, and he actually throws his shield to the side, flourishes his own sword, and takes a similar pose. And I'll move them over just for posterity's sake, but you see them clash in the center and pretty much slide, just like Isam did before, but they both do it at the same time. But this time, Lothar is the one who sheaths his sword, and Isam is the one who, you see just a gash across his chest open up, and you hear as he falls forward, "Shit!"
Damn. He was so close.
He was, up until that,
That
really,
fourth-
that
third round.
that third round is what really fucked him over.
Yeah, but the second round was pretty much the reverse. Otherwise, it was in.
Yeah, but he still kept it close throughout the whole thing.
He
Yeah, that
definitely
was
did.
that was a good
8
back and
points.
forth.
Yeah, 8-point difference. Wasn't bad.
So the medics come out and tend to Isam, and much like he did with 4, Lothar stands over him, offers him his hand, and helps him stand up. Actually, pats him on the back because he enjoyed that.
You know what's funnier is 4 was actually closer to beating him in score.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, she was. I know this is just a bunch of D20 rolls, but those deckhands are actually pretty tough.
Isam, I'm proud of you. You did so good.
Oh, that dude hits like a fucking truck. Just, dude, watch out for him, seriously.
Well, I kind of have to. He's the guy I got to fight next, and also the last guy I got to fight. So
Yeah,
No.
well, keep your guard up, because he sure as hell will.
keep that in mind.
And I will move him back over here. Grab yours, and there's maybe an hour before the final fight. And as you square up, Jura, that feeling of anticipation you had before, that's multiplied now. Now that you've seen what this man can do on 2 separate occasions, you're remembering those times you fought with Isam. You've got a pretty good feel for just how tough Isam is, and this dude was able to take him down.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I was trying to get an idea of the size of the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently he does not understand diagonals very well.
Wow, it is what it is.
But he's got his shield back, he's kind of digging his feet into the ground, getting ready. And he unsheaths his sword and kind of holds it down like a cane, and he looks at you. And you see his bearded face kind of curl into a smirk. Let's have a good fight.
And I'll just reply back to him, every fight's a good fight if you let it be.
He visibly smiles when you tell him that, and he nods. The officiator comes out. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Or just intently focused on Lothar.
Lothar doesn't break eye contact with you, but he nods at the guy. Then fight! Roll initiative.
13, okay.
13, let's see for Lothar. Come on, character sheet. There it is. Okay, so he's getting the first move on you. So then he's going to, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Interesting.
And he's got his shield up. He's ready for you.
Well, then I'll meet him halfway. So I'll go up to him. And you know what? You know how we're gonna start this. You're gonna go right at him, and we're really gonna start this.
Fuck, okay. Yeah, nat 20 will hit him.
All that, and you know we're gonna try the trip attack again.
Yep, so that's 20 hit points. worth
Oh
of damage.
Jesus!
Still a 1, but he still has to beat the
Okay.
strength save.
Yeah, so 21, so minus another 1. And a strength save again. Lothar's probably. Oh yeah, he's good at those.
Not good enough. He failed.
So what is he knocked prone now?
Yep.
Yes, he's not prone.
All right. And that's your turn.
Oh, no, that's just the first attack.
Oh right. Shit. All right.
Second
So,
crit, knock
yeah.
him out.
So this is with advantage, so you can take the higher numbers now.
The
Fuck
22.
him up.
22 will hit. For 17. Let me look at him. Let me look at him real quick, just so I know. Okay.
So that's 37 already taken. Actually,
Yeah, and
38.
then-
Yeah, 38. So as you manage to hit him again while he's down, but as you do, you notice there's a sort of like excited look on his face now, and you could swear that the areas of exposed skin that you see on this man, you see them start to like glisten and almost harden over.
Oh, this is
And
interesting.
despite the fact that he's been knocked on his ass, this man looks like he's having a hell of a time fighting you.
Oh, we're gonna keep the good times rolling. We're gonna go with the slashing attack. 24, that'll hit because the 22 did.
And even with his well, believe it or not, a 22 would have missed now.
Oh, jeez.
But
Oh,
yes,
Jesus.
but yeah. His subclass, once you knock him down below half his AC, goes up by 2, and it's already stupid fucking high because of his plate armor and shield.
Well, I've been pretty lucky to hit him so far then.
Yes, so the 24 that'll hit him
For 12.
for an additional 12.
That's 50 HP. Nice.
Yeah,
That's a nice. That's a good chunk of damage you did to him.
Could easily
All
kill
things
Charlie.
considering how high his armor is, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, like you can actually hear the crowd now, like Jura, Jura.
Like, how's he looking right now? Is he looking beat up, or is he?
He's looking like he's taken a couple of hits. That blow with your lashing tail, you managed to catch him in the bicep, like where his armor isn't, and that sort of glistening, like hardening over of his skin. You actually see it start to crack and fissure.
Ooh.
So like that little layer of
Curious-
luminescence.
Yeah, I'm curious to find out what he is, but tell me afterwards, not now.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be my turn.
All right. Then on his, he is going to expend half of his movement to stand up.
Which I think revokes.
Does it?
I'm checking.
I will check that real quick. Don't make claims unless you're sure.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But I'm not going to rule it until I know.
I'm just amazed that trip attack worked.
Technically, his strength is higher than Bracken's, so I'm amazed too.
I just caught him off guard, I guess. He knew it was coming. That's why it was so high, but he just barely wasn't ready enough for it.
Mm-hmm. He was not prepared for you today.
I'm concerned with how his hits are gonna land.
Yeah, I don't remember that from the.
I might be
The-
wrong. But
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember that from the Dungeon Master screen that I had when I was looking up the prone thing for when AJ.
I
fought
don't
his
remember that
team.
either, so I say it's you're fine.
Yeah.
Well, Lothar's fine, I guess.
Yeah, so he stands up, and he's gonna come at you with his longsword,
Oh, that's a miss, and coming at him with a riposte.
of course.
So let's roll this.
Nope.
Whoa. Wait, expend one.
But doesn't he have superiority dice? Oh no, that's with damage only, isn't it?
Yeah, that's only if he hits.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
And he's gonna come at you one more time.
Crit miss.
Okay, so it's that time again, my
For the
friends.
severity dice.
Indeed, was not expecting to have to break
Come on,
this
100, stab yourself and die.
71's pretty high though.
It's
Not the worst
yeah,
thing, but
yeah, 75 and up is among the worst you can get. 71.
it's pretty
Still
close
pretty
to
bad.
bad.
Yeah, so he goes to swing. The blood trickling down his arm actually makes his grip a little slippery, and he drops his sword.
Where's this sword located?
I'd say he drops it over here, about 5 feet away from where you're standing.
Okay, so it's all right.
Oh, he's left-handed.
No, he came in from the right, and as he was swinging, that's when his grip was dropped. So it would have slipped from his grip after he had, like after Jura had already
Okay, good.
avoided it. Yeah, I think at least his art has his shield and his left-handed sword in his right.
Yeah,
Either way,
that's what I thought.
so he can't rightly do anything else, but he is going to move over to where his sword is.
Okay, if he didn't do that, I was actually all right. Never mind.
Yeah, he's standing over his sword and like kind of is getting ready to pick it up, but he's holding his shield up like between you and it. And now it is your turn.
All right. Let's. All right, this is just gonna be. We're just gonna try to hit him. Now it's just getting difficult.
He does have the highest armor class in this tournament.
Ugh, that doesn't
That's
hit.
not gonna help.
Nope. Yep. 18's nothing doing.
I
Better
have-
not lose, Zach. You've done so much.
So I like to imagine like you're getting hits off, you're just bouncing off his armor.
That's kind of how you have to roll it when it comes to high.
There we go.
armor.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, a 27.
Almost a
hit.
crit.
So we're gonna get him again with the trip attack.
All right.
So we're gonna roll d8. Oh, we
Ooh,
got
nice.
the perfect 8.
Fucking all right.
So 16, 21 from the damage, and then he's got to do the strength save again.
71 total damage to him.
He's got 3 left, Zach. Strength save.
He failed it again. He's fallen once
Fucking
more.
Stab him!
Fucking what,
Stab
motherfucker?
him!
I mean, he's kind of battered at this
Ride!
point. I wouldn't mind if he was
Yes!
copy
And
at
a
this point.
25 hits him.
For 10 damage.
All right, then how do you do it?
I'd like to, where I hit him before with my tail, where it's like hardened. I'd like to just hit it like kind of through there, without hitting any vitals, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Well, it was on his bicep. There's no vitals there.
Well, I'm not very familiar with anatomy, so. But I hit him on this bicep and just kind of finish it from there.
All right, then yeah. As he, I like to imagine like he goes and makes a final like last ditch desperate grab for his sword, and as soon as he grips the hilt, you dig your lashing tail into his bicep, pretty much pinning his arm against the ground. And as he
Nice.
tries in vain to grip the hilt, you watch as he kind of just relaxes as consciousness leaves him.
I did it. I've won, and I'm
Whoop!
yes.
Ooh,
I made the crew
Hallelujah.
a decent amount of money.
I was gonna say you were 7-1, so everybody who bet on you just made a pretty penny.
So while he's still unconscious, I'll grab his sword, just kind of pick it up out of the dirt and hold it, so it's not just in the ground for him.
Yeah, you watch as the medics come out and they treat him, and he snaps back too, and he sort of sits up and looks at you. Now that was fun.
And I'll kind of kneel down, like get down on one knee and hand him his sword and saying, "Yes, that was a good time."
He takes it from you and sheaths it. It was Harok, right? Jura Harok?
That would be me, yes.
And as he gets to his feet and brushes off his armor, and I'll be sure to remember that name. We might see each other again.
I hope so, because that was the most fun I've had in a while.
Sam, it's been a long time since I found anyone in this pit who could best me. Guess that means I'll move on to the next one.
Hey, that was my plan too.
Maybe we'll see each other sooner than we thought, Jura Harrock.
And I'll win once again. It'll be fun.
And the officiator comes out onto the field, surprisingly, with Xena, and you've never seen him, but there's another Navyman. You see Lieutenant Garanark walking alongside Xena. They come out with the officiator, and the officiator grabs your hand and kind of holds it up. And your new champion and pit fiend, Jura Harrock, and the crowd just starts losing their fucking minds.
Jura.
Well, while he's doing that, I also like to pick up Lothar and just kind of like hold his hand up too, because just out of respect for the former champion. So we're just kind of like cheering together for the good fight.
He allows you to do so, and the crowd's loving that. Meanwhile, Xena like kind of nudging the officiator and the first lieutenant, going,
That's my friend.
I love Xena. She's great.
We must recruit her to the crew.
I don't think that'll be possible, but we can try.
And Garanark, he's kind of looking at you, not quite, like, he's smiling, but in a way that kind of like a person watches like a puppy playing with another puppy. So tell me then, Jura Harrock, what exactly is your goal? What do you fight for?
Never thought about it too much. Just kind of born to do so.
Well, there's got to be some mission behind it. Are you trying to protect somebody? Do you want to just be the best? What is it?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just kind of born to fight. Being the best just comes with being born, you know.
Well, you can rise to become the second best at any rate.
What do you mean second best? Hold on a second there.
First Lieutenant, please stop.
No, Xena. I'm just saying. As long as I'm alive, you'll always be second best.
Oh, yeah? Is that what you have to say?
That is what I have to say. And he's kind of leaning down, like getting right up in your face now.
And I get right up in his. Oh, then we'll
Then
let
why
them
don't
meet
you
us.
put your money where your mouth is? An encore.
That sounds just fine by me.
Like,
God damn it, Jura.
Xena's looking at you like,
Jura, I really don't think that's a good idea.
Fine. As long as I still keep my prize money, fine. And everything I've won.
oh,
And the
of
bets.
course. No stakes, just bragging rights.
Well, then let's go right ahead into it. How do you want to do this? I'll go barefisted if you want.
No, I think you need every advantage you can get. So I will take Lothar out. I actually don't have a.
Yeah, I was
token
about to say, does
for,
Lothar have no say in this?
Lothar
Yeah.
lost. He's,
I mean, like,
lost.
does he has
Lothar
nothing to
really-
say for this?
Lothar really has no idea what's going on, but both like Xena's looking like she's more trying to like admonish you, and the officiator looks like he's legitimately terrified of Garanark. Like he is not about to tell this man no.
Hey, what do you think Jura's doing down there? That's one of the
Probably gonna get himself killed.
Yeah, because that's one of the High Commodores.
Yeah, like
I mean,
Like,
That's
Char-
all he
if
looked at
they're
him like,
even-
is it?
Yeah, no, I met him. He's pretty cool.
if they're anything like the Pirate Lords, then this is going to be incredibly one-sided.
Oh,
me see if I can find a placeholder
incredibly
token
so.
for this video.
Well,
Oh,
whatever.
I
He
mean,
already
we
made
already
his
saw
money.
what Guard did to him.
Yeah, I mean, Xena probably won't let him die because Xena
Probably
actually really
not.
like. By the
But
way,
at the same
Xena.
time,
Well, he
Well,
can't
we
kill me.
already
That's-
get our
that's-
winnings, so who cares?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
already-
he can't
I
kill
mean,
me because
hey,
he
if
gets
you
lost
ever
in the
wanted to
ring.
see him get knocked on his ass, well, now you have the chance.
But yeah, you see the officiator, like, after kind of staring at both of them for a little while, come forward. And in an unexpected turn of events, we have an encore fight for your entertainment today. And while I'm talking, I'm going to just bring the old fire elemental thing from the Yule one-shot. That's the closest thing I can find.
Honestly, surprised you didn't have this expected.
For today only, our new champion and pit fiend Jura Harrock versus Lieutenant Commander Garanark of the Lovianan Navy. And the crowd just goes fucking ballistic. Like, a couple of them are actually like, ooh, like as soon as they hear who you're fighting. But they're still loving this regardless. Then, I'm going to put some respectable distance between myself and the two of you. as the officiator pretty much scurries back out of the area and up to where his little call box is. And after a couple of minutes, you see him come out. Lothar has left the field. Xena has begrudgingly teleported back into the stands. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Always.
It was nice knowing you, Drew.
Let me just look at something real quick.
Does he even,
yeah.
Does he even have a sheet?
Yeah, he has a sheet.
Okay.
Then, and the officiator, like, he almost does like looks at you and does kind of the God be with you gesture. Then fight! And roll initiative.
So the other guy goes first.
Well, I got a 5, so you'd have to roll
no.
really bad.
Where is...
He
Well,
nat one and
yeah,
he's
well-
still going fast.
Well, Garanark nat 1. So the way I'm gonna flavor this is he does nothing but folds his arms behind his back Beerus style and just smiles.
Oh,
Tell you what,
Jesus.
boy. I'll give you 3 free hits. If you can down me before then, I won't lay you out on the sand.
3 free hits, that's pretty generous. Do you think you can take him?
Do your worst.
Alright, so then I guess he'll just let me walk up to him then.
Yep, I say if you want to cover the full distance between you and him, or if you want to meet him in the middle, he'll let you do that.
Be in the middle. At least give the people a show.
Just a friendly reminder to people watching, 3 hits did not kill anyone of the previous combatants. And this is...
Well, he said he's giving Jura 3 free hits. Like, he will let you hit him. He's not
Yeah.
like fuck armor class. You can physically hit him as hard
No, I'm
as you
not
want.
even talking about armor class. 3 hits in a row or whatever did not down the other combatants.
Well, I'm gonna start off with Aura Bloodlust first. Just because, you know, I do that.
Okay, so wisdom versus
That kind of just hit.
thinking he's got that beat.
It's just to send a message that I'm not afraid of him.
Oh, he knows that.
Alright, so now comes the actual hits.
Mm-hmm.
So first one.
And let me clarify, that wasn't just 3 hits. That's 3 turns you can take on him.
Oh.
Oh.
So 7.
He's just letting me hit him like armor class
Yep,
doesn't matter, you said,
he is-
right?
Yep, he is letting you hit him actively.
Just fishing for crits.
17, and then 10.
All right, there's your first turn.
Second, oh god.
Oh no.
Yeah, good thing AC doesn't matter. He's letting you do it.
Yeah.
But that one doesn't hurt him or anything. Like it's
For the sake of this, I'm gonna say no.
Oh Jesus.
He sees you're gonna miss and actively steps into the blade.
Yeah, like actively puts his calf or his foot where it was going.
Oh Jesus, this is bad.
And then the final turn.
Let's...
I'm gonna imagine you're not even half healthing him.
Not even close.
Unless maybe you get 3 crits in a row.
Honestly, I doubt it even then.
Well, this is
With
round
the
3.
reasonable
Here we
exception
go.
for Crippling Striker and aim for his head.
Ooh, okay. A con saving throw?
Yep, him. So, he's got to do a con save, which is
No superiority dice added to it.
no.
Oh
This is,
Jesus.
this is separate from that. This is a feat.
Well, I'm pretty sure he beats that.
Well, I tried. And
Well,
then
So what, 13? Another 10. Alright.
the Crippling Striker counts as a bonus action. So, well, I guess he would still give me one more hit.
Yeah.
So,
And then 14.
108.
So are you ready for your progress report?
yes.
You knocked him down just below 7/8 of his total health.
I think that's
You
pretty
did
good.
108 points.
Oh
And-
shit!
And as you're finally done, like you managed to like get a couple of dents on him. You watch as he looks down at you, like his ears perk up, and he just grins ear to ear. My turn.
Crit
And
fail.
you could swear you blink, and as soon as your eyes are open again, he is gone. He is behind you, and he is bringing down a fist upon you
Oh, that will hit.
for
Oh.
47 points of bludgeoning damage right to the back of your head.
I'm unconscious.
So the crowd basically watches you just unleash this massive flurry of blows upon this man, and he might as well just teleport behind you, and with a single like crack of his fist against the back of your head, you are down face in the dirt.
For what it's worth, I only went unconscious by 2 health.
And that's still pretty, I mean, over the count, like over the table, Garanark is the strongest High Commodore.
So yeah, for what it's worth, I think I did pretty well there.
Yeah, like the crowd is not surprised. They knew this was going to happen. They're cheering for both of you. And Garanark at this point actually leans down, and you can feel consciousness return to you as you feel a pulsing of radiant energy on your back.
Would he heal me or something?
Yes, he healed you. Of course, then you also feel the underside of his sandal against your waist as he flips you over, and you see him like extending a hand downward towards you.
Yeah, I'll accept the hand for now.
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
feel,
it.
you feel yourself get yanked up. He actually holds you a couple inches off the ground and then sets you onto it. Not
I'll
bad. Not surprising, but not bad.
I'll take second for now, but I will be taking first. I promise you that.
How long do your people live for?
Long enough to take first from you.
Oh, we'll see. I certainly look forward to it if you can. But for now, you may want to go and check in with Xena. She was pretty worried that I might, clean your clock a little too hard.
Just got one lucky punch. Next time, I'll be able to at least take it.
Uh-huh. And as he begins to walk off, like he kind of waves you off over his shoulder. Keep some ice on it.
Yeah, I gotta beat. I'm gonna win all these pits. I'm gonna beat all the High Commodores and Pirate Lords.
So you come out, and I actually don't have that sheet in front of me. How much gold was bet on Jura in total?
I only kept log of how much I put on.
I put down 100.
I believe those two put on 100 on them each.
I put down a total of 123 on Jura out for payment of 7 times is 861 gold.
Okay.
Plus what you put in back.
Can't hear you, AJ.
So then I get 800 because I put in 100.
Yes, that is how that works.
Adela, I think you put in 35 on me. or
Yeah,
something.
just whatever you bet, multiply that by 8, and that's how much you get back.
It was actually only 12 because the other 23 was his.
Well, whatever. You still get
No.
all of it back, and then you gotta give that.
Oh wait, it's times 8. Okay.
Yeah, because
Do
you
your
get
math.
the
Yeah,
7 times
Yeah.
plus
You
what
get
put
what
in.
you get back, so yeah.
So 7
Yeah.
over 1, you get your money back, and then you get 7 times your money.
All right, so I'm just getting just shy of 1,000.
96 for me then.
Well, that went pretty well. I made everyone quite a bit of money.
We should have put the ship war chest in it.
No.
Were you
No.
were you really willing to risk that gamble?
No.
Dice
Yes.
gods would not have favored Jura. if
I was
that
going to
the
say,
case.
because the dice gods were pretty nice, but there was a very real chance, because Lothar is technically a level above you, and he
Yeah,
had
what- I was gonna say, what is Lothar? Because with the crystal thing.
Lothar is a fighter, and I believe his subclass is called Vanguard.
Oh, he's got the Vanguard class. Okay.
Yeah, so when you drop him down below half hit points, his AC goes up by 2.
Yeah, because I have the champion. Oh no, Battle Master.
Yeah. And because Lothar's AC is already stupid because of his plate and shield, that +2 made it to where you would have to be rolling some pretty fucking sweet rolls to even scratch him.
Well, it worked out pretty well.
It did indeed.
Got a little worried there at the end when I started missing some hits.
Yeah, that really could have gone either way. Because his next turn, he would have second winded and brought himself back up a little bit.
Fun fact, he didn't even touch me.
That is true. He actively could not hit you.
All right, so I guess I meet up with the crew that's, you know, in the arena collecting their money.
Yeah, I would say you meet them at the registration counter.
Hey guys, what's up?
And it's at this point you actually see that Evalier and Xena are here.
Oh shit, my best
Or-
friend.
Well, you see that Evalier is here. Xena was there when you were crowned champion.
Oh, it's my best friend / teacher. How you doing?
Rather impressive work, Jura.
Yeah, I tried the bloodlust thing on him in the beginning there. It didn't work.
Yes, even I've never been able to get it to work against Garanok.
Well, I gave it a shot.
Well, don't feel too bad. He's something of a special case, even amongst us.
I'll beat him someday. Just today was not that day.
I honestly doubt that, but if, through some divine miracle, you do manage to pull that off, I would very much like to be audience to that fight.
Oh, well, you can get front row seating.
I appreciate it. And speaking of,
I shove Okazad forward.
No, she actually turns to leer at Thalia.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
What do you
that's
want,
right.
Holly bitch?
She reaches into her uniform, like grips the letter in her hands, and presses it into your chest, like glares daggers at you, before finally just...
thank you.
Thalia just smiles at her. You're welcome. Though, I do think you might owe me a favor.
You see her grit her teeth and just walk off.
Thalia's just grinning.
Bye, Evalier. Bye, friend.
She does nothing. She just keeps storming off, and Xena like cocks her head to the side and looks at you.
She didn't say no.
No, she didn't. I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Oh, hello, other friend.
Hello, Jura. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, but I still lost.
I wouldn't take that to heart. None of us have been able to beat the First Lieutenant on our own. Between you and me, I don't even think the Admiral can beat him.
Well, don't worry, I'll beat him someday. It's gonna happen.
I'm afraid I mirror Evalier's sentiments. I highly doubt it, but if you do, I imagine it would be a very good fight to watch.
Well, we'll have everyone sit in together and watch when it happens.
Knowing Jura, he'll find some way to do it.
But the officiator wanted me to give you this.
And she holds out a tiny, almost like the kind of boxes you would see like a military medal in. And inside you see a copper medallion in the shape of like an eagle with its head to the side, and a crossed Kopesh and one of those little feather duster looking staffs underneath.
Oh, you got your first Pokemon badge.
More or less, like as you go through these different fight arenas and become the champions of them, you'll get these little medallions every time you win.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And
so
then
this is proof that you were victorious and became the pit fiend of the Nessus Now pit.
And when you get all of them, you can then fight the Elite Four.
Shut the fuck up, MJ.
And then I'll just ask her, is like, where are there other fight pits? Like, where I want to know where any and all are.
Then she would actually mark them off on your map. I don't. I have that list, but not in front of me.
That's fine. I'll just keep a note
Yes.
of that for later.
Yeah, so I will get you those as soon as I'm able. So she would basically tell you exactly where all of them are.
Nice. Write that in my notes, and you guys can continue on.
Then, if there was nothing else, it seems I'm needed again.
Another murder, or
No, actually, according to some of the town guards, a dragon was sighted on the west side of town last night.
Dragon?
Oh. Dahlia pops up. Oh, I know him.
what?
What?
She cocks her head to the side.
You do?
What did you say his name was? Almudron?
Andramal.
Andramal. She's like, yeah, his name is Andramal. He's actually pretty nice.
I see. Do you have any idea where he could have gone?
No, but he said he wanted to make Mahad his home and protect it, so I don't think he'll have anything to fear from him.
And what kind of dragon was he?
He's a brash dragon.
That is not as threatening as the guards made me believe, but I would still like to speak with this Andramal.
He's pretty young, too, so
Even better.
I'm pretty sure I'm older than him, actually.
Well, then I will go and deal with him. Somewhere in the desert, I assume.
Yes, the last time I saw him, he was close to the slums on the southwest side.
I see. Then, Charia, if your offer to assist in apprehending the Heartrender is still valid.
Yeah,
I want to help you.
I figured you wanted help, Druid. That's why I put us forward, since she's our friend.
Yeah, we'll definitely
Sounds-
help you out.
It just sounds fun.
If that is the case, then I would recommend you speak either to Chief Bassa at the town constabulary or Lieutenant Skute at the fort. What's the fort name? At Fort Amenmer.
Oh, we're near the fort, so we can at least go check that out.
Very good. Then I bid you adieu, friends. I will see you later.
I see.
You could swear you see her face curl into a smirk as you call her that.
You said she, Evalier put a letter to me.
Yes.
I have that letter.
Yeah, she
As-
basically pushed it into your chest.
It
I
says
guess
N.
I'll open up and read it.
It is basically a transcribed version of the letter you gave her, and then the letter that you sent, and then on top of that, a letter from the Admiral himself explaining that she is no longer on administrative leave because new evidence has come to light.
Okay.
So, want to tell us what that was about, or private business?
Not at the moment.
Also, do you want to
I'll
explain
share
to us
later.
how you met a dragon? Because I wasn't there for that part. So.
I had a nice walk last night.
Ah, where'd you go? Sounds nice.
Just out in the desert. Me and Lucian just had a nice little walk.
A
Mhm.
walk in the desert.
I heard it's
Why
very
not?
nice at night.
As Lucian, somewhere on the ship, tosses and turns in his sleep.
Centipede.
Oh, Kazad, you know how Thalia works. She goes
I
off in his own
know, I
thing.
know.
Now, you, on the other hand, Okazad, you want to tell us why you didn't turn the gloves over?
I think
You'd rather
we should
take
go to the
care-
ship and discuss
Yeah, I was about to
things.
say,
You know
would
what?
you rather
Yeah.
be doing that here or elsewhere?
Let's go do that at the ship so I can strangle you and throw you overboard if I need it. You can
I
breathe
thought y'all
underwater.
wanted to go to the fort first.
Well,
Yes.
I think we should.
Okay, you know,
Yeah,
we'll go to the
before we
fort,
gotta
ask the
discuss
questions.
things.
I have to go to the bank before I do anything else
Oh, yeah,
you-
before it closes, so
Well, then-
You're part of your own ship at this point. You go take care of that.
I'll let you know what he tells me since you were part of the crew at the time.
well, I would say that
Might as
Solly
well
would want to
Captain
meet
Flint
up with
would
y'all
be
later,
fine.
so
Okay.
y'all tell me where you want to meet up.
Let's just meet back at the boats. We'll go to the fort, ask questions, and then go from there.
Okay, so while y'all are at the fort, I'll go to the bank.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so let's do the thing at the bank first.
Okay. Can I say that I pull out like one of the backpacks I have from my ring, like one of the things that came with my initial adventure pack or whatever I got?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, because I'm just gonna claim it's like a bag of holding sort of thing.
Okay, and then you're just what, gonna stick your hand inside and then just call all the coins out?
Yeah, and then just call all the coins and just sort of like keep, you know, like with my hand out, just sort of push them out of the bag, and every time I put my hand in there, just call some more, so they can't actually see me calling it, but just sort of pile it out.
Just,
Right on.
You just stick the hand up there, tilt it over, and just let it fall out. You just dump it on the counter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I assume there's bags of holding in this world, so
Of course there are.
yeah, so it wouldn't look too suspicious.
Okay, so you're able to meet the bank teller at or the museum curator. There is a bank on Market Street that he is waiting outside of for you.
Okay.
And as he sees you approach, good evening. How were the fights?
Good evening. They were actually really nice. Even one of the High Commodores decided to fight the winner.
I heard. The town's kind of awash with that story. Lieutenant Garanok, yes?
Yes, it was quite the fight.
Brutal combatant he is.
Definitely can't argue that.
Regardless, shall we?
Absolutely.
And he leads you inside. The bank teller greets you. And after he explains your business, a second teller actually escorts you over to a large, basically a large metal table, and gestures to you.
All right, can you please present the coins for transfer?
And she does, like I described, pulling it
Mhm.
out of the bag.
Yeah, like both of them watch in amazement as like you basically just cascade 5,000 worth of these ancient ass coins.
5,450.
Yep, 5,450. And surprisingly enough, the bank teller, you actually, like, as they're pouring out, you see her flip through all of them with her fingers and counts each individual one in a matter of seconds as they pour out of the bag.
That's a cool skill.
And after you've exhausted all of them, like, the table is now basically a giant shimmering pile of gold, and all the other bank tellers are looking at this like, what the fuck? As you do that, she says, like, she writes out the number on a sheet of paper and hands it to the curator.
5,450.
And he looks at you. Oh, very well, this all checks out. So 5,450 times 5.
27,250.
Yeah, she can afford her own boat.
Very well then.
Again.
Yeah, you can go ahead and add that to your war chest.
Already did. As soon as you told me they were worth 5 each.
How much was it?
I already
again?
mathed it out.
27,000.
27,250.
God damn it.
Yep. Put that right in my war chest. Yeah,
How
'cause
much
it's
did I
not my
make you?
personal money. I was funding my ship.
Well, fair enough, but I made you a fraction of that from winning. Wait,
Oh
when
no,
did I
that
get
was
the-
that was my personal money. The 800 went to my personal money.
I know, but still.
So if that concludes your business at the bank,
Yep, that's it. I'll sort of wave and thank them and
the
head
teller
out
and
as soon as they give me the money.
the teller and the curator wave you off, and as you're leaving through the door, you hear behind you,
So how would you like to transport this back to the museum?
Oh, he's just gonna smile and
He
walk
didn't
away
think that far
faster.
through. Offer to carry back for him, but have him pay you.
nope.
like 5,450 pieces of ancient Mahadi culture. He has no idea what he's gonna fucking do with it to get it back now.
I mean, if he'll pay me, I'll transport it for him.
Do you actively offer that?
Yeah.
I suppose that would make my job easier. Just what sort of payment were you thinking of?
What are you offering?
An additional 3,000.
Done. And she starts putting it back in the bag when she's actually just putting it back in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so then you assist him in transporting that to the H on the map.
3,000 more. All right.
So, hey, Charia, or Athalia, you know, good friend of mine. Hey, want to help me buy a
Hey,
boat?
you're not here.
buddy.
I know.
None of y'all saw this.
I
No
know.
idea I've got this much
Right.
more.
Hey Thalia, want to help me buy a new boat?
Like,
It's-
hey,
Weren't you
it's
gonna
like,
try and get one from what's her face?
It's the start of a fleet.
I mean, I'm thinking about it. I was thinking about waiting for till later, but at the same time, I might grab it from her this time. I don't know.
you basically just did the equivalent of, hey, I heard you're rich now. You remember that one time that we were lab partners?
Yeah.
Remember when we were friends that one time?
Hey, remember that one time when I gave you half of our war chest?
You didn't give me half of the war chest.
Well, no, I gave you like 2,000 of it, which was exactly your
You
kind.
gave me 1,600.
1,600.
No, 1,500. 1,500.
Yeah, because you did the pirates even split.
Yeah, what I did a share and a half. Yeah.
Which technically that's only for piracy, acts of piracy, but whatever.
Technically, that was part of our piracy of getting a giant rock and selling it. So.
Not really, but
Well, shut up! I'm
It's
being
fine.
friendly.
Either way, fuck
either
it.
way,
Fuck
either
you,
way,
I
I
need
have
money.
plenty of funds now.
Oh yeah, what did I get for winning the tournament again?
You got a badge, and you yourself got 5,000 in pocket change.
Nice. I was distracted by all that was going on, so
Yep, don't worry, I wrote it down.
But yeah, I
Alright.
say we go back to the museum and he tells me where to put it, and I, do the same thing that I did before.
Yeah, I'd say the curator who was basically watching the desk while he was gone, and then a couple of museum security people walk beside you as you deposit it where it needs to go.
Yep.
Then he thanks you, and if there's nothing else, you can do as you will.
Yeah, I did need to find a doctor, but I can do that later since I'm meeting them back at the ship.
All right.
Because
Yeah,
I
so-
assume this would take around roughly the same time as them with the fort, so.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at Fort Amenmer, the three of you, as you're walking through the main gates, you are stopped by a pair of naval guards who cross their spears, and one of them asks you, "And what's your business at the fort?"
Xena told us to come here and help with the murder cases.
The High Commodore, did you say?
Yes, we happen to be friends.
Did she give you a name?
Out of character, it was, what was it?
Lieutenant Scute, if you're going to the fort.
Yeah, Lieutenant Scute.
Very well. And they uncross their spears. You'll find the lieutenant in the main hall. Pass through the foyer and enter through the double doors in front of you. We
Thank
kindly
you.
ask that you not enter any other areas while you're here.
Yep, naval rules and all that.
We
And
appreciate it.
she just kind of nods and goes past and leads the other two in.
I was very ready to just flash the badge and be like, she's my best friend.
Yeah, flash the badge that basically just says, "Alright, you're a pit fighter, now what?"
And Xena was there. Town's talking about it, so they would know.
But regardless, so as you're walking up to the fort, you'll notice a couple of other naval guards just patrolling the premises. They don't seem to pay you much mind. And you walk up, you bang the knocker a couple of times, and the doors open up. Another pair of naval guards open them in front of you. "Welcome to Fort Amenmer."
Thank you. And I assume we can just walk inside straight looking for Scute.
Yes, so you pass through the main foyer, you're into the room where that one guard told you he was.
Mm.
And you see basically a merman in a lieutenant's uniform sitting behind a desk with a bunch of papers on it, just kind of like cradling his forehead in his hand.
Gonna take it you're Lieutenant Scute?
Yes, I am, and you are?
Friends of Xena's. We're here to look into the murders and try to help you solve them.
Right, she sent a message, and he kind of just points to the side of his head, saying he'd be showing up. So, something about you helped solve a murder in Card for us.
Yes, we found the murderer, unfortunately, before he could be fully tried to make sure that he was alone in his duties. He exploded, but we did help get him into the jail.
Well, I suppose that's better than most of the constabulary's done helping us.
What's the situation looking like? Sounds like it's not exactly random.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, the situation looks like shit.
That bad.
Every so often, we've got a young Genasi woman who shows up in a remote part of town, slaughtered with her heart cut open.
Not exactly
Is
a
there
great way to
type
go.
of Genasi, or are they just different Genasi?
They're different Genasi, but their elements have actually been different every time around, and it seems to go in tandem with the cycle of the elements.
So, what's the next one we're looking for?
According to this, the next one should be an Earth Genasi. But there doesn't seem to be any timetable. One just randomly shows up. Usually, it doesn't take whoever this is more than a week to kill.
And when was the last one?
The last one was a couple of nights ago.
So, could be at any time now.
And
Do
that
we
poor
have-
thing was and that poor thing was a Wind Genasi.
Well, any idea if what we're looking for at all? Any hints, any clues, any evidence that it's human or humanoid or four-legged or 12-legged?
Whoever it is strong enough to rip the beating heart out of somebody. From what our
Okay.
autopsy reports have said, that's the cause of death.
Literally, the heart being ripped out as they're alive.
That's
Yeah.
some crazy shit.
Sick son of a bitch rips it out while it's still beating, and they die of blood loss.
Are the hearts still on the scene, or does he take them?
No, we haven't been able to recover those.
So he probably takes them.
So, elemental Genasis rips hearts out while they're still alive. What would you do with a Genasi heart?
Oh, fuck if I know.
I'd like to roll Arcana for that, GM.
Alright.
See if there's any,
Because that's
magical
actually
things.
thinking, like, he's also, like, curious about, like, what you could be doing on this as well.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
Garen Ark's mighty fist off of my roll screen.
Yeah, actually, no, I'm
So
gonna roll
it's
Arcana, and then I'd
roll?
actually, I'm gonna roll Arcana, and then I like to roll Medicine to see, because that's two different lines of thought there.
Okay.
So Arcana, 13.
Best as either of you can tell, there's no magical benefit that you can think of. Jura either. There's really no benefits, at least none of which that you've been told, to ripping out a Genasi's heart. I mean, yes, they're elemental beings, but like you've never heard of an instance of consuming Genasi flesh to gain the boons of those elements. It seems to just be something that this killer is doing just for their own reasons.
Alright,
So I couldn't roll.
now I'm
Maybe
gonna roll
that's what I
Medicine.
want.
I'd like to ask if there's a place where Earth Genasi like frequent the most in the town.
Not Earth Genasi specifically, but I mean, it's a pretty big town, and Genasi are the main demographic here. You can't walk 2 city blocks without tripping over at least 3 of them.
Well, that doesn't help much.
Hey, Jura,
No, it does not.
what about that one guy from the fight pits that really seemed to hate magic?
Well, that's true.
I mean,
He did have the strength to back it up, but
and he seemed to really violently hate magic.
He did whisper to me, looking at my sword, about magic. So maybe there might be something to that, but let's not get too ahead of
Yeah.
ourselves.
I want to roll Medicine to see if there's any like medicinal properties to the Genasi heart specifically. I know, weird, but
Alright.
at 20.
You've heard of hearts being used in some kinds of Eastern medicine, like specifically the folks up in Miensu will take hearts from a bunch of different things, including like basilisks, manticores, dragons if you're strong enough to get your hands on one, but nothing about Genasi.
Anything about black market kind of stuff on that? Could it be related to that or?
Not Not really. Usually, if anybody's missing a limb or an organ, then they would just go to a temple and, pay a modest fee to have the regenerate spell cast on them.
Fair enough.
You
So
really do
just-
that if you're dead, though.
Well,
Is there nothing else? No other information we have? Me
Yeah, I
asking
was-
the guy.
I was actually just getting to that. And he compiles, he shuffles together a couple of the papers on his desk, puts them all inside of a folder and kind of clips it shut, spins it around and hands it over to you. But as it gets to your side of the desk, he slams his hand down on top of it. Now, before you leave this room, the contents of this folder here, you can share it with whoever's helping you with this investigation, but after that, it's returned to us and its contents remain confidential.
yes. Confidential details. Don't blab about it because you're already having enough problems as it is.
Right, and the last thing we need is for this sick son of a bitch to know how far we are in the investigation.
Well, we'll definitely try to find him as fast as possible. And
Didn't we just open it here and now?
well, we gotta if we're gonna get the crew to help us out, try to figure things out.
Well, this is also just him giving it to you, so he lifts his
Yeah.
hand off of the folder and lets you take it.
Yeah, Jari is gonna grab it and just pop it open to see what they've got so far. If it's anything that they can actually work off of.
So a lot of this seems to be autopsy reports.
Mhm.
And go ahead and roll an investigation with advantage.
Investigation with advantage. I can possibly do that. 19.
Not bad. So the main thing is the cause of death across all of these cases is obviously loss of blood, and removal of the heart while the victim was still alive seems to be a recurring thing as well. However, you also notice that there are no recorded ligature marks on the wrists or ankles or anything, and no evidence suggesting that a fight was put up.
So, magic either holding them in place or mind control.
Yeah, that
Here's
was
a-
our
here's-
thought too.
And that nobody has been hearing screams of any sorts, because none of these reports seem to say they were gagged or anything.
Yep, no gags, no sounds heard. You notice a couple of reports from the local constabulary too. Witnesses typically found the body sometime for hours and sometimes a day or two afterwards.
So, not bound, not gagged, not a sound heard, and yet these bodies just appear.
That's about the size of it. And we have no
Jeez,
idea who
wonder
this
why you
person
guys are
is
having
either.
trouble.
Yeah. But it's starting to get really out of hand. And I know Lieutenant Commander Atara is obviously distraught about it in her own way, but I'm a level with you. I just took up command at this fort fairly recently, and this is a lot of shit to have to deal with.
Well, we'll try to get it resolved within the week.
Please. I really don't like the people of this city walking around fearing for their lives when there's a fucking serial killer on the loose.
Does anybody?
No, but it reflects especially poorly on us.
Well, we'll go try to get this solved. We'll go talk to our people, and then we'll work from there.
We appreciate it. As we would if you keep us abreast of anything you learn.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
do
have, we'll have someone transfer information. If not one of us, someone else.
Naturally, we'll do the same if we learn anything new.
any new information's gonna help because
We have done.
oh,
We really don't have any information, let's be honest here. I don't think there's anything else we can gain, so I think we should start heading back to the ship. Thalia may be
Nice.
waiting for us.
Yeah, unless any, either Okazat or Charia, if you had any other questions for the lieutenant.
no, unfortunately, to be honest, we don't really have much of anything, so we'll just have to go by the seat of our pants here.
Fair enough.
Seeing as all the information we have is heart ripped out, bled to death, and people find them really later and possibly mind control or hold magic.
Well, that's the two biggest things, is the elemental cycle for the Genasi and the silence. Those are
I
the
do
two
have
big
one.
things.
I do have one question.
Hmm.
Does he know of anyone who could be capable of doing this?
We've had a couple of thoughts. Like you said, we've explored the possibility of magic being used to hold a person down, but a lot of those spells would tend to break if the person under the effects of the spell knew that harm was going to come to them.
Not always. It just gives them another chance to break free.
And again, that also depends on the caster's ability as well. If they are just that strong in terms of their magical prowess, any poor sap falling under the victim of them, I mean, just, well, screwed.
Yeah, but after 23 fucking victims, you figure somebody would have broken free by now.
Then the only other point towards it is someone with a hold spell or something else.
Or
maybe
they're just that damn powerful.
Or maybe two people.
Possible. Because
Yeah,
all they need
but
to do
magic-
is get a maybe possibly a hold spell and then a silent spell down, so even if they do break free, can't hear it.
Yeah, but don't you gotta focus on both of those?
Yeah.
I mean, even magic has its limits, and there ain't any way that I know of that can make magic any stronger than it is, do you?
No,
It's possible that
no,
you
we,
have,
we
like,
don't
a
know.
no,
We
it's
don't know
not
any
really.
way. We don't know any way that could happen.
Juror, roll deception.
Where's-
What did he say? I missed that.
No,
The lieutenant asked offhandedly, or said offhandedly, that he doesn't know of any way that magic can be made stronger than it is. Do you? And Jura said no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's possible he could be focusing it, like, through something else. Like, something else is holding the spell in his stead.
So what, like some kind of magic item?
Possibly.
If that's the case, then I'd look into the magic shop on Market Street. I mean, we've questioned most of those shopkeepers before, but you might be able to shake loose something that we hadn't heard yet.
Possibly.
Well, we'll reopen that line of questioning, and if we learn anything new, let's try to keep this an open exchange, huh? That'd be in everyone's better interest.
That it would.
indeed.
We should go spread. We have a Genasi on our crew. We should get over there and at least warn her.
Well,
What
if
is
we-
this
wise
cycle
idea.
again?
Yeah, what is the cycle? I don't think we actually know.
The most recent victim was a wind genasi, so Earth is the next victim, and then Fire would come after that.
Oh,
That's what I've kind of thought, but
so
Well-
4 would be in danger if we don't stop.
if we don't
At the
stop
Earth.
it by the time an Earth victim is found.
Well, let's go back to the boat and we can at least talk about it there.
We should get
Mhm.
both sides of both crews talking.
Yeah.
All right, then you guys start back towards the port. It's probably, I'd say, 2.5, 3 hours past dusk now, so coming up on 10 p.m. It's getting a little late. But Thalia, you finally see the other three come up.
She'll meet them at the dock.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello there, my fox friend.
Hey, y'all learn anything?
We'll discuss that within the captain's quarters.
We should probably get all the crew involved. I think all of them should be wary.
Yeah.
They're
well,
not here.
Yes,
At least mine
yes.
aren't.
4 should be if things are going to be as believed.
Yeah, where's
It
4?
depends. Where did she go afterwards?
4 and Assam would have returned to the Koun and Ivy, respectively.
Okay,
Alright.
so 4 is my only one here because I assume the other 4 went over to Winkrel.
Yeah, they did.
no.
So we should at least warn 4.
I'll go grab her and I'll meet y'all on the Ivy.
All right.
I guess
so
I'll
you-
grab Lucian too.
Yeah, so you all set up a meeting in the captain's quarters of the Ivy.
Any new pictures at Moan?
Any
I
new
feel like I
pictures
should have
for-
like a war table here or something.
Any new pictures that Moan this time?
No, not this time.
Ah.
Damn it, MJ.
I'm looking forward to this calendar.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to drawing it. But yeah, I imagine like in the time it takes Thalia to, get Four and Lucian and come into this place, you guys could probably, or Okazat if you wanted, you could probably arrange things to more of a like a war table sort of setup.
Are they the only ones over
Can
there?
Are the
Unless
windows
they-
shut at the very least?
Yeah, like if you want to shut the windows, if you want to
Yeah,
grab
shut the
anyone else from
windows, curtains, everything. Just like have like a few maybe candles lit around our place just to make sure everything's lit up properly.
Yeah, if you wanted to grab anyone else from the crew, I will say Isam has come back to the Ivy at this point. Mel is also here, and Pork is on watch duty.
What about on the Koun? I know my deckhands aren't there besides Four, but who else is there?
Sebastian's the only other one there right now.
Okay, then I'll bring him over too.
I think we'd probably want, at the very least, Galena, Mel, and Nikita at the very least. Maybe Sebastian.
So Mel is there, Galena and Nikita are still out hunting.
All right.
Just whoever's available.
Yeah, whoever's available.
Basically,
Okay.
everyone available is now on the Ivy.
So you've got Four, Pork, Mel, Sebastian, and Isam.
All right. Well, to get this down to business, and she'll kind of toss the folder. Or she'll hand the folder to someone. One of the people who hasn't seen it yet, probably Thalia. I've been asked very nicely by Xena to look into the murders going on in town, and seeing as she's been rather accommodating to us and hasn't killed us in the past couple of meetings, we've decided to help. And we're looking for. So you guys might have heard there's been murders of young Genasi women happening. It's been following the elemental cycle, and right now we're looking for the possibility of a murder of an Earth Genasi. The next one after that is going to be a Fire Genasi, which, as seeing as we have one on our crew, I'd rather it not get to that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you-
it's always female.
Let's not even make that a risk.
Yeah, like you actually see a bead of sweat drip down Four's forehead.
And as much as it would be safer just to leave, just to protect Four, at the same time, even I have somewhat of a conscience and do not want want these murders to continue going on. So instead, we're going to be looking over this information, trying to brainstorm how the hell to capture this with what little information we have. We know they follow the elemental cycles. We know all of the targets are alone when they're found.
There's
Usually-
no signs of restraint, no signs of being silenced or gagged, and all of them had their hearts ripped out of them while they were alive.
They're usually found several hours afterwards, or even in some cases a day afterwards. So it's possible we're looking at someone with high level magic or something else.
Or some complicated setup of theirs. Either way, this doesn't look good for anything.
Mel
Whoever's-
kind of chimes up, twirling her dagger in her hand.
Do we know how they're ripping the hearts out?
Barefisted.
Damn.
Yeah.
We don't
Though-
really have much information other than that.
Though I don't think the lieutenant told you that they do it with their bare hands. He just said somebody strong enough to rip a heart out.
Somebody strong enough to rip a heart out. It could have been barefisted, it could have been by magical means. We are not certain of that.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's just like
Either way,
ripped out.
there was a heart that is now missing in a giant hole where it should be.
Well, then I guess the most sure-footed way to figure out how the fuck that's happening is to check out the bodies.
yeah, we have the autopsies here, but I'll have to go back and ask about the bodies and look at them.
I assume the file would say where the bodies are.
Yes, the files would say that all of the victims' bodies are currently being kept in a morgue at the constabulary.
So we'd have to go back there if we think they may have missed something.
Incidentally, on the first couple of bodies, like say the first three, the earliest victims, their bodies have since transferred to the temple for funeral rites and were then given back to the constabulary.
But anyone know any ideas? Any ideas that might hint us into what a motive? Because a motive would give us more reason or more ideas on where to go from this.
Well, honestly, there's one obvious thing that would actually probably potentially get to a motive. These people are following this elemental cycle. they're not just going at any Genasi woman. They're following this cycle to a T.
I mean, only
Why?
going after young ones.
Can I roll a religion to see if I know, and maybe a history of this area?
Yeah,
Go for
I'm
it.
just thinking. I'm actually was thinking about doing that myself for the longest while.
Oh, religion and history.
Yeah, of course I know nothing.
And the Nat 20 actually broke that. The religion, the religion of the Mahadi people is there are certain organs that are regarded as sacred. Namely, I know I actually wrote this down so I wouldn't forget. The stomach, intestines, lungs, and liver are all, like, as part of the funeral rites, they're removed and each one is kept in its own, like, little sacred jar. That way, when the body is interred at wherever its final resting place is going to be, like, they have those organs with them, because the Mahadis believe you need it for the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
The
But not
heart, like, any priest or priestess, anybody who does funeral rites would make a point to keep the heart where it is and undamaged, because as far as the Mahadis are concerned, that's the seat of your soul.
So someone's actually stealing souls, not hearts.
If you look at this from a religious perspective in this part of the world, yes.
And assuming that is actually how things work.
Okay, so
Charia, that line of thought actually hits a chord
Yep.
with you because you
I was about
spoke.
to say I relay the information. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
I relay the information.
Charia, that strikes a chord with you because you met a soul dealer recently.
We did just meet a soul dealer, Thalia.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, as much as I want to fucking strangle him, but
Maybe worth talking to, though.
unfortunately, you just kind of see Charia, like, slump down in a chair that she's brought in.
I'll go with you.
Thank you.
So that's one potential lead, but anything else that we could possibly think of?
And with the Nat 20 in history that Thalia rolled, you actually remember when you were down in the tombs, the hieroglyphs that you saw on the wall, it did mention something about pure elements, giving them to the gods.
So someone's
But-
using. Sorry.
But from what you saw, those hieroglyphs didn't actually shed any light on how that ritual was performed. So it didn't say anything about blood sacrifice, and it certainly didn't say anything about killing Genasi.
I relay that information as well.
So someone's using these either in a crude, misunderstood method to offer to the gods for some reason.
Or this is
Or,
perhaps some sort of ritual we don't understand the meaning of yet.
especially if it's connected to the souls of the Mahadi people. Could be sacrificing for dark god, demons.
Well, we should probably talk to the church and probably the museum for
Mhm.
more information on religious history in this area.
We can talk with the soul dealer because he's likely to know anything about souls going on.
So now we've got 3 leads.
Definitely more than we had.
Well, 4 if we go back to the morgue.
Mhm. Which we'll probably want to do in the morning, because I'd rather not be running around without any info at night.
And it's getting late. We're better
Mhm.
off doing this with a fresh set of heads.
And Thalia will look at 4, and you don't go anywhere alone.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
Sharia
Sharia.
throws up a half-hearted salute.
Yes, ma'am.
Sharia,
Yeah.
Because this is only
Did the
happening on the
report say-
Mahat. Sorry.
did
Go
the
ahead.
report say anything about multiple people disappearing at once, or is it just one after the other?
It's one after the other, one at a time. Like, 2 victims never show up at the same time.
No, I mean not like show up victims. Like, could one be disappearing before another one disappears?
Well, doesn't seem to be. Seems like they're going out and murdering them, and the bodies are being found the next day or so.
Yeah, the
That's
only
wrong.
ones you can tell that have a missing persons report associated with them are the ones who were found in the extremely remote parts of town, and that's only because it took a day or two for the local passersby to even discover the body. But most of these appear to be like there and accounted for one day, and then like either the following morning or the following afternoon are discovered dead.
So me and Thal, so we'll have to split. We might want to split up the work a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need some people to go check out the bodies. Thalia, you and me can go check out the soul dealer and probably the church.
I was gonna ask, are the murders only happening in Mahad, or are they happening in Winkrell too?
No, they're only happening in Mahad. Specifically, they're only happening in Nessus now.
Okay, so I'll look at 4 and say that if you want, somebody can escort you to Winkrell, and then you can hang out over there with the crew, and you won't have to go around with an escort all the time.
Yeah, I can do that.
And Sebastian raises his hand.
I'd be more than happy to spirit her towards one of those islands. Do you have any idea where your crew went?
Not in the slightest, but as long as she's over there, she should be fine.
Well, I know where they went, so I can find them.
Then that'll work. We'll send word when y'all can come back.
Very good. Then we'll make sure to head for the ferry terminal first thing in the morning.
Thank you.
Of course.
And that takes care of our fire genasi.
Yeah, fire genasi protected. Besides that, though, we should probably check the bodies first, and then go talk to our soul dealer. And then
Yes,
from
the
there, we
bodies
can
should
do
be
the
checked
back.
first before we do anything else.
That's one of the closest places, so we'll be able to hit that up, and then from there, go meet our friend.
Works.
Can't believe I'm willingly going to need his help, and I want to blow my brains out.
Yeah, it'll be
Like-
fine.
And Mel, now actually kind of sitting up on the chair that she's on.
And I know there's a couple of, I guess, dens of ill repute over in the slum side of town. I'll chat up their local thieves and killers, see if anybody knows anything.
Yeah,
Stay
just,
safe now.
just be careful over there. Don't know how much you can trust these people.
Oh, that's fair. But then, it wouldn't be the first group of cutthroats that I interrogated.
Or the last, knowing you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
With that, though, I think we do have a plan. Because once we talk to our soul dealer and look at the bodies, we can at that point go to the history, and we go to the museum and the church, because if it is related to sacrifices to the gods or God or demons, well, if it's to demons, I think I do have a contact, but I can ask them before I head to bed. But you guys, do we think we have anything else to cover?
No. I'm gonna say Thalia's gonna want some sleep because she didn't get much.
Because that pretty much shakes his head.
Alright. Remember, everyone, nothing in this document is spoken outside because the local Navy man was nice enough to let us in on this. Because he can't do his job.
Regardless, this stays between us.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Everyone else at the table nods.
Alright then. Everyone's dismissed. Get some sleep.
Said the quartermaster to the captain.
Yeah.
He doesn't even like bother.
I'm gonna
And-
say Thalia goes back to her ship and goes to bed.
Yeah. But
I'd
before
say 4 follows you.
Charia heads down below deck to her room, and Jura there, she looks it over at Okazan and goes, "So, about them gloves. Why didn't you turn them over?"
Because by the time I actually was brought back up, we were already gone. Everyone, including her, forgot about it apparently at the time.
So the captain forgot to do his duty again.
As did Evelier for apparently asking for them back.
No, didn't they ask?
No, they actually.
They didn't ask specifically for the gloves, but they asked.
They asked if she
Was there
dead, yeah.
anything? No, they asked whether there was anything left her because we crushed her.
I think the gloves just got glossed over in the whole thing. At the time,
You just
anyways.
ignored that detail.
Yeah, because they asked what happened to her. You said she was crushed under a crystal.
Yeah.
And then, so they took that as a, okay, we'll go and deal with that later. And then when they showed up, the crystal was gone, and the gloves had been taken from Leanne's body.
Yeah, so they didn't know you took the gloves.
Mm.
It was
They assumed
definitely
it
an
would be
oversight.
there.
It was definitely an oversight.
No, they assumed it would be there.
So, Okazad, you need to stop having these, or else the next time something like this happens, I'm throwing it to a vote, and I don't think you're staying captain.
That's fair.
Is Magra in the room?
Magra, no, she's away somewhere.
Okay. She kind of just grumbles, and kind of grabs Okazad by the collar. Okazad, you're captain. Stop doing I understand or like that stuff. You're captain. You're a pirate captain. You understand this? Act like it, or don't do the job. We'll give it to Dror or something. And she'll kind of just...
He does have a fight pit victory under his belt now.
Mm-hmm. And she kind of just like roughly kind of like lets go of your collar and leaves. And she's gonna go downstairs and then call her boss. She happens to have a demon.
Your vampiric benefactor.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Ring, ring, ring. Vampire phone.
God fucking damn it.
You could even call it the bat phone.
I am not doing
No.
So as you chime in, you basically get the mental image of Giran in your head.
Good evening, Charia.
Hello, Giran. Corson wouldn't happen to be around, would he?
Corson is always around. Hold on a moment. Yeah, she wants to talk to you. What does she want to talk to me for? I don't fucking know. Just talk to her.
Yes? Hello.
Corson, we're dealing with someone who thinks stealing hearts will steal the soul of people over here in Mahad. You got any idea about sacrifices about that?
I mean, there are a few demons who are into that sort of thing. I'm personally not one of them. Nor are my brothers, now that I think about it, but there are a few demons who prefer hearts, especially the ones... Where are you right now?
Mahad. They're stealing Genasi hearts, young, usually in the time of their element.
Yes, usually the ones over in the desert area, they pride the hearts pretty high.
Well, that confirms that we might be looking for someone sacrificing to a demon at least gives us another lead. You wouldn't happen to know any big players in this area that we might be able to... Or rather, their telltale signs, because... And I'll send you, and I start like thinking of the images and of the reports and bringing them up. People are found with their chests ripped open and their hearts pulled out. No restraints, no nothing.
Yeesh. Well, no, off the top of my head, I can't think of any demons or devils in that area. The last big one that was in the material plane was a dude named Belrix, and that was almost 50 years ago now. But he was up around Kiriyama and Tiger's Landing. He never got so far south as Mahad. But as far as the removal of the hearts goes, you might consider asking around at their temple. I know embalming is a big part of that desert people culture, and while it doesn't sound quite the same, who knows, maybe some of the same techniques used to retrieve their sacred organs are being used to remove the hearts as well.
Oh, it's a little bit of something. Glad I can get a little bit of something out of you. Besides that, Kieran, do you know if there's been any rogue vampires out in this area, just in case? Just because the people don't be showing any signs of resisting.
No, the only rogue vampires are the ones that you helped us deal with.
Which I hope their bodies got to you nice and fine.
Oh yes, that Nightwind lad dropped them off a couple of days ago.
Hope they're all you wanted.
Well, they've solved the problem, let's put it that way. Currently, we're waiting for my sister to come down to Crescent Cove, and then we'll decide what to do with them.
I hope the two younger ones aren't going to get too much punishment. They really do seem just to be caught up at the wrong end.
Unfortunately, that's not up to me.
No, unfortunately, it's not.
Although, when you do finish your business in Mahad, and assuming you've got nowhere else to go, I'm sure my sister would actually want to thank you for your service to us.
It was the plan to convince the crew to head back down there. We'll probably stop over and say hi to Gar on the way down.
Well, then make it a point to mention that I'll make it worth their while as well. Crescent Cove, despite its appearance, is actually quite hospitable.
I can't wait to finally go there myself. I might be able to take these sunglasses off.
Well, I mean, it gets as bright as it does anywhere else, but most of us are up at night.
Fair enough. But that was all I had, and Corson, if you wish to send your gift back, let me know.
What gift are you talking about?
The dagger.
Oh, right. Ah, yes. I'll send you another one forthwith. Mahad, you said, so I assume Nessus now?
Mm-hmm.
Very well. I'll see about shooting one over there tonight.
Alright. I'll probably be up in my quartermaster room, and I just kind of send a mental image of where we are.
Oh, don't worry. Once it's in the area, it'll find you.
Understood. Well, that's all I had. I wish you a good morning, good night.
And to you, Charya. Until next time.
And the image fades from your head. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I was gonna say lost you there for a second. And yeah, the image of Girin fades from your head. And you feel almost a sense of foreboding as you look out your quarters window onto the city at night. You can't help but get the impression that whatever's about to happen is probably not going to be good.
Why can't we actually just have a nice vacation? She says as she kind of just looks out the window.
And that is where we'll end it tonight.
Woo!
Woo!
A lot of money was made today.
Mm-hmm.
Hells yeah. Super productive episode.
Yeah, no kidding. And Jura got his first gym badge.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yay. I'm just that much closer to becoming the pit champion.
But with that, I'm going to end the recording since I was doing the recording tonight. I was the most important one.
No.
Cool beans. Then with that, we will see you guys next time.
Deuces.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Later, guys.